Hello, callers. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Chat Havers. Let's make a conversation. With us tonight, Matthew Goldin, everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, what a treat.
Thanks for having me.
I'm really excited. It was sort of last minute. It kind of all came together.
Bit of a last minute pull. Yeah, you reached out to me and sort of asked if I'd be on your show.
Right. And then I said, what about now? When you come right now? Or a couple days ago?
A couple days ago, you said, come right now.
Come right now. I was like, oh, hold your horses, you know?
Yeah, I didn't come exactly like right at that second, but.
Yeah, that would have been kind of awkward because there was another guest.
Right.
But it was fine.
This is a bit awkward for me because I don't know whether to look at you or look at.
You know, and I've been doing this for a little while now. You know what? It's always what you're doing is having good instincts because you're a performer.
Yes, at heart.
Writer performer.
Yeah. Right. That's accurate.
Performer writer or writer performer?
I usually say writer performer because I love. I guess I've always been drawn to the written word.
What? Julia's here? Shit, hold on.
All right. I suppose I'll entertain the... Do you have any... You want to write stuff? So I can respond, sort of engage with that. Look at Luke. That's old. I can't do that. Hey, what's up? I don't know. Yeah, I know some of you.
Yeah.
That's kind of nice.
So I did double book the show.
Oh, really?
So that's so we're going to figure this out real quick. Guys, this is pretty incredible. There's actually two guests here tonight. Do you know each other?
Yes, we do.
This is incredible. So if you can believe this, actually, there's two guests.
You can...
No. You guys
really, like...
You are pregnant.
Okay.
There's actually 3 guests.
Oh, God.
Really?
Oh, right. Because you're due pretty soon. Here, I'm going to get you...
Can I sort of be the, like, child?
No, you guys are the guests. This has been my nightmare for the past 2 months because I've almost done this like 5 times, and it's finally coming home to roost.
All right.
We're essentially the same person.
Yeah.
Right. Matthew, you sit in this chair.
Very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're similar. A lot of people...
Get us confused.
So here's what we're gonna do. You guys are gonna just like kind of be doing your own show for a second while I get another mic set up.
Okay.
How are you, Matthew?
I'm doing great. Actually, I was just opening up to Luke about that and promising that I wouldn't go into the details about.
Why not? Isn't that what this is for? The details?
Well, this is sort of more of a performance.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna really say how I'm doing.
Wow.
No, I'm doing well. I can sit down now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too sad. Like Julia, I'm sure has a lot of happy stuff to talk about.
I do.
Amazing.
Okay. Well, I'll just say one thing.
Okay.
This is part of the reason why I'm not doing too great. Is that I just paid my taxes.
Ooh, I'm working on my taxes too.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know how much I'm gonna have to pay, but I'm scared.
You'd be sad if it were a lot.
Yeah,
right?
it's like haunting me. That's why I have to do it, but I have like put it off so much because we had that extension. And I'm like, oh, it's fine. I'll just like get to it when I get to it. And now it's like time to do it. And
now you're getting to it.
And it is haunting me every day that I don't do it.
Right.
But
I mean, I
have to pay
can
a lot?
hook you up with my tax.
I have a tax guy too. That's the thing. I've just been pregnant and lazy.
It's hard to do, I guess, much when you're pregnant.
Well, I was so sick, and then I was like, when I was feeling better, I was very sick at the beginning, and then when I started feeling better, I was like, I can't have like the fun thing that I do with the little bit of energy that I have be taxes. You know? You're not like, oh, I'm better now. What I want to do is my taxes.
Right. So have you found another fun thing?
Yes, I've had more fun things now. You know, death and taxes. I know that's right. True.
Yeah,
are we acknowledging?
We're going to keep acknowledging.
Are we acknowledging
the
comments?
Yeah, you're acknowledging the comments.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a chance a third person could show up.
Freak Scene says, I hope another guy shows up. Yeah. Me too, Freak Scene. That's actually...
Okay. I'm going to trade this.
Okay.
Matthew, I hate to do this to you. I might have you sit in that seat.
Sure.
Because I need to sit in this.
You want this?
I'm going to give you this, and then you take this.
Okay, I'll take that.
And you go over
I'll
there.
stand.
And you can, and I'm sorry. Wow, this is really hold on. One more thing. You guys are good. You know what's so crazy?
So you paid your taxes.
Well, you guys keep going.
I know how much I owe, but I haven't paid them yet.
Okay.
I'm going to pay them probably when I get home.
Is it all at once, or are you gonna do payments?
I'm going to pay all at once.
Hell yeah, that's baller.
Matthew's mic, no sound. Got to plug it in. You guys just keep going. It's like
Yeah.
you're doing your own
But
thing.
no
right
sound. There's. Ba, 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 ba.
They're still wondering. If in case you guys are wondering, Matthew's gonna pay all of his taxes at once, and
And tell them that I said that in a way that's kind of compelling.
Yeah.
And funny too.
yeah, it was very compelling and funny the way he said it. He said like
Yeah.
all at once, you know,
Right.
like big deal.
What the hell? Derek and Jill just went live? Does this happen often?
Huh?
Derek and Jill just went live? That's
Oh
kinda
yeah,
messed
they're
up.
getting paid to stream right now.
Well, yeah, but
Kind of like me.
do they choose when? Because
I don't
this.
think so. It seems like.
Oh yeah, they don't, huh? Yeah.
No, they do actually.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
They're very kind of malicious, huh?
That seems rude.
Not good friends to you.
Cool.
Okay, well their stream kind of meanders, so
Yeah, ours is gonna be fucking tight.
yeah, we're gonna keep.
This is definitely really tight.
We're staying on the rails for sure. No meandering.
So
Okay.
wonderful. Take that.
Thank you.
And so we're not, and so
Okay.
for the rest of the show, we're gonna pretend that there's nothing went wrong.
No.
This was on purpose.
This
is you guys are old friends that haven't
Yeah.
maybe seen each other in a while, correct?
That's true.
That's very true.
So what this means is what I did here is I parent trapped your ass and I got you in here. So
Wow.
finally, Julia and Matthew could sit down and finally have that long talk that they've been meaning to have for so long. Just about friendship and just how they're both doing. And I don't know if anything bad happened between you guys. I hope that's not why you haven't seen each other in a while.
I was wondering if you had checked in with Julia about that. After she cut me out of her life.
Right.
Yeah, very.
Right. So it seems like that you guys were kidding there. So I'm going to guess that probably it's all good between you guys.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Great.
Oh.
I don't want.
My mic volume might need to be raised a smidge or two.
Yeah. I gotcha.
Yeah, we can laugh about old.
We're
times.
laughing
Yeah, we
about
can
it.
laugh about.
Here's the thing. Here's what's so funny is like, this is a nightmare, but it's also incredibly good content.
This is
Right.
where they say the magic is, in the mistakes.
In the mistakes.
Leave that in. That's where the real thing happens.
Exactly. And Julia, I'm noticing you're holding your belly.
I am.
I kind of always thought that was just something pregnant women did in movies, but now
No,
I'm
it's
saying
real.
it's real.
I don't know if it's also just something that you see in movies and then you do it.
Right.
But I do it all the time.
You're holding your belly.
I also feel like sometimes depending on what I'm wearing and what I've been told, so please don't sound off in the comments about this if
Yeah.
I'm wrong. Sometimes you can't tell I'm like that pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I do it to be like,
I clocked
I
you
want
right
you
away.
to know.
Yeah.
I
clocked
want you
right
to
away as
know
pregnant.
that
Yeah.
I'm pregnant.
Yeah,
I want you
yeah.
to know that this is pregnancy.
Right. This is like
Yes.
Yeah.
So it is partially an affectation.
Oh, I guess
You learned
a
it
little.
from movies. You saw pregnant people.
Yeah,
Like,
but it
this
is
how they
like
do it.
I don't know. There's something in there, and they're moving around a lot of the time too, and
Right.
so you also are just like, what's happening?
I
don't
think,
know.
but I get the impulse where you're like, if you're gonna fucking have to be pregnant, you know,
Yeah.
it seems hard. I think we can
Yeah.
agree, Matthew. We wouldn't know,
I
but it
very
seems
much
mean.
agree, yeah.
It seems hard. Is like the least people could do is fucking know.
Yeah.
You know, if you're
Yeah.
hiding it, what's the fucking point of being pregnant at all?
It's true.
You
In
know?
LA, people really don't care.
Yeah.
So I do feel like I have to. If I'm like, I've been like taking the bus and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and so I'll be like sitting. If I sit in a seat that I'm maybe not supposed to sit in or something like
Yeah.
that, I want to be like, hey,
I'm
I just want you to
pregnant.
know
Yeah,
I am
yeah.
actually allowed to be here. Not just rude.
You know, it's interesting because as soon as you have the baby, it's sort of like, I'm thinking about the airport, right? Like on the plane, you have, this always seems like a Jerry Seinfeld joke I'm about to do, and it is good. So you're going to want to listen up. When you're pregnant, people always get up, let you sit down. So nice. As soon as that sucker pops out, people start saying, "Get this fucking baby off this fucking
Right.
plane," you know?
And you're kind of weak after giving birth,
Right.
Like, so you should be given more privileges.
Yes,
There should be some way
exactly.
to indicate, like in the what is it called again? The
Pregnancy?
The
Postpartum?
Postpartum.
I was like, period? No.
But there should be a way to like. There should be some sort of sign or like gesture you can use to indicate that you're postpartum and that you're not too like physically capable of doing much.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, maybe we'll come up with that tonight. Sound off. What do you think?
Sound off in the comments. Do you think
the signal should be?
Are women weaker or stronger before when they're pregnant, and then after they have the kid?
I have a bit about this. I feel like being pregnant has made me feel very weak.
Really?
I thought I would feel like full of life and very like magical and just like ethereal, and it's like, oh no, I just am tired and
Kind of saps it out of you.
Yeah, it really does.
It literally is sort of like growing. That's sort of the whole
Growing
thing.
another life.
My doctor literally said to me, it's a parasite. It is living off of you. It's very efficient.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a wild thing to say.
Incredible.
Are you getting something out of it?
Yeah, baby.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, no, it is cool. I do feel like it's an interesting experience that I'm like stoked to have and have insight around, even though it's not like there's some people that are like, I loved being pregnant.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm not gonna be one of those people. I'm happy to be pregnant. I did it on purpose. I am reaping what I sowed, but I don't love being pregnant.
Do you think that like this mishap that happened with the timing is like your baby tricking me?
Maybe.
Like maybe it's your baby kind of playing a big trick on me or something?
Could be.
Okay. All right.
Could
Fair
be.
enough.
The doctor has said she's very wild.
Really?
So
kicking a lot?
Yeah, she's moving a ton.
Really?
And the doctor's like, I've never seen a baby move this
Damn.
much. And I'm like, that's
Yeah.
cool. Again, I'm like, I don't know what to think about that.
Yeah. Is that good?
I'm like, should I be concerned? Is
Yeah.
that cool?
Yeah.
She had no opinion either way.
What?
So I'm just like, all right, we'll find out.
No experience dealing with this kind of situation.
A big old.
This is an outlier.
Yeah.
I guess it's better than a baby moving not at all. Huh?
I feel like if I
be.
were a baby and you're just like basically in the same
Fluid.
place
Mm-hmm.
the whole time, I want to like stretch out. I want to move around. I want to see what are the confines of this space. I would be flipping all the time. Yeah.
Did you do that when you were in utero?
I don't know.
I kicked a
that?
lot. I know
Yeah?
that. I kicked a hell of a lot. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I know. That's all I know.
Kind of got it out of your
kicked
system
a lot.
then.
A lot.
Never see you doing that now.
I know now. As I'm actually maybe it means your baby will be very peaceful.
Maybe
because
getting
it's
it all out.
getting it all out. What if the doctor did an ultrasound and told you in a really somber tone that your baby had the biggest penis the doctor had ever seen? How would you feel about that?
I would probably high five.
That's
I'd
cool.
be like,
Yeah.
I'd be like, hell yeah.
Holy shit! Does that baby have 3 legs? No, that's just
It's
Big
been very
Johnson.
hard not to make jokes at the doctor because there's so many.
Right.
Like,
And the doctors, he's not going to make
they're
jokes
like,
with you.
I'm not trying to ruin their day.
Right.
It's good to upset your doctor and sort of distract them. Get them thinking about kind of emotional wounds rather
Yeah.
than the work
Yeah.
at hand.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Did you know if it's a boy or girl?
It's a girl.
Wow.
Nice.
No penis.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's fair.
Yeah.
You can make girls, you can make guys, whatever you want to do.
Whatever you want to
Just
do.
make
Doctors aren't known for their warm sociability and convenient humor. I have a doctor out here that it's a doctor that my insurance assigned to me, and his I'm curious what you guys think about this. His office is dirty. Like it's like I never really experienced that before. Like I went to his office, it's in Echo Park, and it's like kind of dingy and dirty, and it not like it's just I don't really trust him as much,
Are the rooms themselves dirty? Or is it just like is it old?
It's old and dingy and dirty. It's like all of the above. There's stains. Like it's just like you wouldn't want that out of it. Like it's okay if a house was like that, but it's not okay that a doctor's like that.
I feel like I've been in some dingy doctors' offices before because they just are like old.
Right. It might just
But
be
I get that. It's not
it's not appealing.
reassuring.
Yeah.
Is the doctor cool?
He's not very reassuring either, if I'm going to be totally honest with you.
He doesn't
He's
help with any of your ailments.
Yeah, he's just, What it is I told him I quit smoking, and I had, and he still gave me a bunch of shit about smoking.
I
And
get
I was
the
like,
same
man,
thing.
I haven't.
Yeah.
I don't smoke. I think because he thinks you're lying.
Yeah.
Probably if you're a pregnant woman, you really would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really can't.
How
smoke.
do you feel about that sort of
Smoking?
stuff? Smoking and drinking and that sort of thing?
A weird thing is that I quit smoking in 2016
Okay.
and have not. I've had like an occasional cigarette here and there, but it's like doesn't taste good anymore. Doesn't really smell that good anymore. But since being pregnant, secondhand smoke is like, I love it.
Really?
And I'm like, I know this is terrible, and I'm obviously not like going around trying
Right.
to inhale secondhand, but people will be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry for smoking by you," and I'm like, actually, it's okay.
that.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
And drinking, I drink like a glass of wine here and there,
You can
which
do
they
that,
say is
right?
okay
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Of course, I've read like one book that says it's okay, and I'm like, actually, the
Yeah,
prevailing
yeah.
research is that it's cool.
Drink a little wine.
But yeah, but I've been a fun. I feel like I'm still fun and going out and being a good DD.
Yeah. Do you let the baby smoke weed? That's what we're getting asked in the chat.
No, I'm like, should I say this on camera? I did have a gummy when we went to the Dead and Company.
That's fine. What's one gummy
I
gonna
know,
do? To the
that's-
whole
I was
thing?
Anything you say on the stream, we're gonna say that's fine.
Yeah. What do we know? You know.
Oh yeah.
I
mean,
did.
I am gonna clip that and send it to your.
I did ask a doctor and was like, if I were to say, I was like, you don't have to say, this is not like a medical opinion. I won't hold you to this legally or anything like that. But I was like, if one were to eat, say, 1 5 milligram gummy at a Dead and Company show, and they were like, this is probably the time to do it, and it would be okay.
You asked your doctor for the least medical opinion possible.
Yes.
Can you give me your non-medical?
Yeah,
your
no,
least medical
I was like,
opinion?
can you give me like a cool opinion,
Right,
not
yeah.
like a uptight doctor opinion? But no, there's just not the research around
on weed. Yeah. Soon though, we're
I
gonna
hope
be getting so many women
Yeah.
so pregnant,
Yeah.
smoking and drinking.
There are weed moms are definitely a thing,
Yeah.
and
That's sort of been this is a very earnest anxiety of mine. I've been like, I don't know what a stoner my mom is. I think she was probably hitting the herb a little when I was rolling around in there.
Just based
you know?
on your own kind of mental.
Yeah, my own mental illness, and
Yeah.
just like the things that are fucked up with me. I'm like, no, it wouldn't totally not add up, So there you go. Yeah. What happens if you smoke with a baby and you got
With?
with
you got
like
Near.
remember the little baby in the Philippines that was like 2 years old that was smoking all
Oh,
the
yeah.
time?
Yeah.
I fucking love those videos. Those are amazing.
yeah.
They're so funny.
I think
It's
there are
crazy.
like clinics where cigarette smoke is sort of like delivered to babies or to like ill. I think baby. I know it's used for medical purposes. where they're,
Actually?
like, yeah, these like tubes where the doctors smoke and then they blow the smoke into the tube, like into the baby's mouth, because the child
They
can't
can't
smoke.
smoke.
Yeah, it's wong. It's not like.
But they're
scientifically
trying.
correct.
What you're saying is they're trying to get the kid started early.
They're trying to get the kid to get smoke. They're trying to get smoke inside of the kid, and it's hard to get.
The kid
doesn't know how to smoke, so it's hard to
as well.
get it in.
So they've
But-
got a whole device so they
Yeah,
can get the kid
yeah.
smoking. I
But
see.
They believe that the smoke helps with certain
Something.
conditions, but
Okay.
I believe they're wrong.
Is this true?
Yes.
This is actually
This
true.
is true. I couldn't tell if you were fucking
No,
around.
I know.
I saw some I don't know.
cigarette smoke.
Yeah, cigarette smoke.
Whoa. Well, I wonder if babies have gotten like if a mom smokes and then the baby comes out like addicted, if there's a way to like wean them off or something like that. But this doesn't sound like that.
What if the
Alan
That
Carr?
sounds wild.
Alan Carr.
if you yeah on tape, baby, it's playing the
Baby
damn
smokes.
classical music that's on. Did you do Alan Carr? I did Alan Carr.
I think I like downloaded an EPUB of the book and flipped through it
That's what
during
I
a
did.
crisis moment, and
Yeah.
I didn't do it, but
it worked for
it worked
me
for you?
straight up.
Really?
Yeah.
Is there like an overarching like mantra or something, a rule, or is it just like common? It seems very from the outside common sense.
Yes.
Like
It's sort of like his whole thing is like it's it's he really goes into, which is like kind of true, kind of not, that it's like it's a mental habit, not a physical one, and after 3 days you stop feeling the physical effects, so then it's all about breaking the habit. And he's really into saying it's a habitual thing. You want it because you associate it with these times, which is true, but also like nicotine is addicting, like mentally, you know. But I think it worked for me because I was really ready to quit smoking, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna listen to this, you know, because I like wanted to stop, you know.
I think I remember one of the things he said was that like big tobacco has perpetuated the myth that nicotine is extremely addictive.
Right. And it's like, no, I don't think that.
I maybe there's something to it. I don't know, because I know aren't they behind all the smoking like the nicotine replacements? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, I could see that for sure as a component,
right,
or as a thing where it has been maybe over. Like we've been made to be afraid of quitting because it's like, oh, it's just gonna be too hard. But it sucks.
Yeah, it's not fun to quit. Do you smoke still?
I don't smoke, but I love nicotine.
You lozenge?
I haven't for a while, but I have a bunch, and I plan on continuing to use them periodically.
Yeah. You just Zyn.
I use I really like the just Walgreens kind of CVS patches and lozenges and gums, and nicotine is really good for you. Apparently,
what is it?
I have heard that. Yeah,
it protects you from Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. Apparently, like people who are really heavy smokers, like in their 70s, they pass away from cigarettes, but they have really low rates of.
But isn't that because they die earlier?
No, it's it's like compared to people that same.
Okay. Fair enough.
What does the nicotine feel like sans cigarette?
It feels amazing. You know, you feel like kind of focused and relaxed at the same time, like a cigarette.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It does. I did the gum for a while. It got me way more addicted to cigarettes, though, to be honest.
Oh, really?
I believe that all those things like vaping, all it does is get you. Because the thing about cigarettes is you smoke enough of them and you can't really keep you run sort of hit your limit in a day, but you can kind of keep eating the gum. You can keep vaping. Vaping is so cool too. I mean, I really get why kids like it so much. I really do. I mean this. It's like legitimately, it looks cool. Like if I was 16 years old, I would fucking vape.
I feel
really
the
would.
opposite. I feel like the cigarettes are the only one. Yeah, like cigarettes are cool.
Yeah.
The ritual of it, the whole thing.
Yeah.
I like undeniably cool. Vaping is a little too like
it's like the future though.
Yeah. Or I'm like, I've just never seen anybody look cool. Like, or maybe it's because everyone's doing it kind of like indoors or in their sleeve or something like that. Whereas cigarettes, I feel like was a whole aesthetic.
Totally.
And I mean, you knew me in my my rockabilly cigarette times.
Oh yeah, rockabilly
cigarette times.
Oh hell yeah. Where I'm like, I looked cool as hell. Leather jacket, up against the wall, smoking a cig.
Rockabilly.
Really committed to the bit.
I switched to little filter tip cigarillos for when I get an unbeatable craving once a week. Al Capone makes those little cigarette-sized filtered cigars that hit the spot in a moment of weakness. Right, you've told me this, Bowmore, that you smoke one cigarette a week. Like the character in House of Cards, disgraced actor, does that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know in these cities and like little provinces in Italy where they only drink, like they have rituals around drink, like they drink for breakfast. Yeah, but it's very kind of ritualized. They're very low rates of alcoholism.
Yeah.
So I feel like if maybe we allowed ourselves to just smoke during the Twitch stream,
right? If every time I was in here I smoked, that was it.
Just kind of frame it. Yeah.
Huh. I feel like my smoking got most like out of control when I let myself smoke in the car. And then it became like kind of every drive. Because I think that's right. If you do have if there's like too many places where you're allowed to smoke, you'll do it all of the places. And then it's like, well, okay, this drive, it starts out like socially. And then it's like, okay, every time I'm in the car, I might as well have a cigarette. And then it goes from there. But I miss it. I'm glad to not do it because it's so expensive. I mean, cigarettes are so expensive now.
They when I lived in the Midwest, they were very cheap. In Ohio, you can smoke a lot of cigarettes. Fast.
I tapped out at like $7 a pack, and now it's like 16.
So can I ask, how do you guys know each other? From comedy?
Comedy.
Yeah.
Comedy.
From
Yeah.
doing stand-up?
Yeah.
Comedy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Comedy. Nothing much to say about that.
Just all probably echoes under sunset.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Comedy back in the day.
Yeah.
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 Stand up.
Wow. This
a-
is
yeah.
this is sort of amazing,
Yeah.
you know?
It's a reunion.
Right. That's what I'm like. After all this time, it's sort of you guys finally. I mean, when's the last time you saw each other?
Gotta be like 5 years ago or
Yeah.
maybe I don't know.
I feel like I've seen you at like a show or something.
I feel
Right.
like I saw you semi recently, like in the distance at a show. I can't
Yeah.
remember which one.
Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe we did like a nodding recognition to each other. Maybe not.
But now, look at this.
Now we're here.
Yeah, now we're
This is
engaged.
amazing.
Yeah,
Face.
I know.
Now you probably thought, you ever thought in your
great.
life, well, now I'm going to talk to this person for 2 straight hours, and that's this is beautiful. I really mean it. I really do think this is
It
kind
is
of an
nice.
amazing
Yeah.
thing. This can't happen on folks. This can only happen on here, on live television here. You know, if this was a recording of a podcast, maybe we'll do it one after the other. But no, we're live. We're doing it. It's like Bill O'Reilly. You know,
It is.
it's
Yeah.
amazing.
Is that a Bill O'Reilly thing?
He said, "Fuck it, we'll do it live." You know.
Really? He said, "Fuck it."
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, alive on air. Right?
Damn.
This has never happened before in Media. We'd be calling in droves, but this is better than callers. Well, folks, I will say the phone lines are open. Julie, if you can believe it, the topic tonight is goofing around.
Okay.
Which I kind of feel like we're doing a little bit right now.
Absolutely.
Is goofing and goofing.
So we're not
Yeah.
supposed to talk about goofing around, but we're supposed to just engage in it.
Be goofing.
Yeah, or it's kind of tough for you. You know. I mean, have you guys? Do you ever take UCB improv classes?
Oh yeah.
You know it.
Yeah,
yeah.
you start with the suggestion, but oftentimes that leads God knows where to a scene on the Death Star, to a scene of 2 people at the bus stop who are weird, you know?
Yeah.
So, but it starts with someone saying, "Can I get a suggestion from the audience?" Right?
Yeah. And then
So
they're like
that-
goofing off.
Goofing off, and then, yeah.
We can get to a very
and then you'd be
dark
like,
place.
everybody get in here.
Everybody get in. All right, everybody get in here.
Everybody get in here. Team meeting.
I hate when they say that shit. All right, everybody get in here.
I love those ones. I hated improv because I don't like trusting
Yeah.
someone else's initiation.
Felt the same way. Yeah.
I mean, I think that's why. Do you do stand up?
I did for a long time.
Yeah, I think that's why we're all stand ups.
Right.
Yeah.
Would you say?
Yeah, that's probably why. Yeah.
Did you love improv?
I liked the idea of it. I took a class when I was maybe too young. I was 16.
Okay.
And I felt like I didn't understand any of the cultural references
Sure.
that people in the class were making.
Because there was a bunch
Yeah.
of 30-year-olds.
Yeah, they were all in their
Yeah.
30s.
Oh,
and
yeah.
yeah, I felt very superior to all of them too. I was like, look at these like washed up people. Like,
I also
some
felt.
16-year-old in your improv class, you're just trying to get commercial acting credits.
Yeah. I also felt very superior in my classes
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
Chicago.
same.
I was like, these fucking losers. I'm
I
a
was
fucking
like,
star.
Man, if you guys gave any good initiations, we could do.
we could be fucking.
We could go anywhere,
tearing it.
but
And it's not just because I like am nervous. No, of
Yeah.
course not.
No.
Yo, I have an idea though. I want to. You know how UCB Sunset closed down?
yes.
I think it would be sick if I rented that place and I started up UCB 2, and it's called UCB 2.
TOO.
Just 2, just the number
Okay.
2, and it's related, but it's kind of its own thing too. You
Love
know,
it.
we do classes and it's pay to play.
It's
and
improv?
It's improv, yeah. But there's also some like hilarious sketch as well,
All right.
and probably a couple open mics. God knows, just to keep the lights on. But the door deal is really in my favor. you know?
Really?
Yeah.
You're going to make a lot of
Oh,
money
yeah.
from this?
Yeah. I think that's been
Hell
really
yeah.
the problem because people are going to want to do it at UCB too, and there's enough sort of cherry cheeked, 18-year-olds straight off the bus from Kalamazoo that are so fucking stupid. They'll just want stage time anywhere, and I'm there to provide.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, exposure.
Exposure.
You're getting paid in something that you can't put a price on.
Exactly, because you can expose yourself online, but in public, it's on a stage that's harder to get. Anyone can make a TikTok. Not everybody can get up and do an hour.
That's true.
With the UCB name too.
With the UCB name, exactly. Performed. It's like when you're on a comedy show and they say your credits in the parentheses, and you say yours are UCB.
There you
Not a TV credit, it's UCB.
That's nice to say.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Exposure. I think everyone has 1 hour in them. Actually, that's a nice
mean-
thought. I don't think that's true, but
I don't know.
I guess it depends on. It's an hour of what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking around. Not taking it seriously enough.
Right.
Because it's ironic comedy.
I don't take anything too seriously, to be
Is that
honest.
true, man?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Julia?
I feel the opposite. I take everything too seriously.
You take everything too seriously. Are you taking having the child seriously?
Yes. Maybe not seriously enough.
Really?
No, I am.
How do I feel about Life World shutting down, the alternative comedy venue in New York City? Never been, never performed there. Sorry for the people that it's affecting, but I don't give a shit. You know, Matt, have you've performed there?
I've performed there, and I mean, not to contradict myself, but I give a shit, and it's sad.
It is, yeah. It's sad.
Yeah, it's a great space,
Yeah.
great people.
Doesn't affect me though,
Doesn't affect you, yeah.
and not really you either.
It's not gonna
Yeah.
really inhibit me from doing much of what I
Right.
do every day.
Yeah. And they'll probably have another place you could perform in New York too.
Probably.
Yeah.
That kind of was my favorite place to perform.
I've
at.
heard it was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
But how often are you getting out there? Not that often.
Not that often.
Julia, how are you feeling about Life World shutting down?
This is news to me.
So this is
I mean,
sad.
I guess, yeah, devastated.
In a word,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think
Sad your kid isn't
like
going to grow up
gone,
in a Life World. one.
gone too soon.
Yep. Life World has long been a nemesis of the show. I couldn't fucking agree more. The chat is lighting up tonight.
Of this show,
Yeah.
what's your Life World beef?
I just think that the
First-
people
wait.
doing shows there could have been at home watching this.
Okay,
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that, really.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, that's true for all shows.
All shows,
shows,
any
all
sh-
venues.
Derek and Drill going live, taking viewers away from this. Like
Right.
anything, yeah. See, when it was a monoculture, excuse me, and we were a few TV channels. People had to watch Walter Cronkite. You
Right.
didn't have a choice. Now, me, the Walter Cronkite of our generation, I've got to compete with Bella Hadid, the Kardashians. I mean, it's impossible, really. It's impossible for me on this show.
I know. I wish we were still part of a monoculture as well.
Yeah. Yep. NBC. What did you guys like the most growing up? NBC, CBS, or ABC?
Oh, I think NBC. But I was gonna say, I mean, if I'm being real, the WB.
Yeah.
The WB was where it was at.
WB, Gilmore Girls.
Buffy, Charmed,
Charmed,
Dawson's Creek.
Those are all witty shows.
Yeah. Piffy, even.
Yes.
Yeah. But then NBC.
NBC. Yeah, I think I'd agree. NBC too.
I don't know if I know. I don't know if I know how to answer that. NBC. What did NBC have?
Office, 30 Rock, Animal Practice,
Well, I was
Friends,
like Friends,
Seinfeld,
Will and Grace,
SNL.
Okay.
I liked some of the NBC. Well, I liked ER. Thursday NBC was like,
Really good.
ooh, baby. For a time, it was Friends, Will and Grace, ER,
ER.
ER's
like-
just a show about work, right? Or like
about the hospital.
Was it
Yes.
funny?
No.
It was serious.
Deeply serious. But there was like a summer when FX would play ER reruns, and I just was like clocking in every
Wow.
day, watching ER, obsessed.
it's graphic, right?
Not really, because it's like prime time. So it's like enough. It's like less, I think more medical, less soapy than say a Grey's Anatomy, but still like episode to episode, a little procedural too, where you're like having the medical thing solved each one,
I really liked UPN also. Did you guys
Oh,
ever
yeah.
watch- Yeah. That was Paramount's early network.
What does that stand for?
I think it was United Paramount Network.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
Is that true?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never
I don't
heard
know.
of it.
Someone fact check us. Look it up.
Fact check us. George Clooney got to start on his show. That's
yeah,
true.
yeah. A lot of great actors on ER.
Yeah.
Guest spots too. You know, I mean,
You know. I mean, to
You
you,
didn't have
don't.
it- yeah.
Anything. You don't know anything about this.
No, I know about. I didn't watch ER.
You didn't watch
that's
NBC
fine,
growing up.
but-
I just watched cartoons.
Really?
Yeah, I just watched cartoons as a kid for sure.
I watched a lot of cartoons. I watched a lot of sitcoms. I watched a lot of Reba. I watched a lot of According to Jim. I mean, these are my father figures, my mother figures, my sibling
Did you watch?
figures.
I feel like there was a real like Nickelodeon to Nick at Night to sitcom pipeline.
Sure.
Whereas like if you got in the Nick at Night realm, that's where I feel like I really developed a sitcom taste.
I always hated those because like, these are old as fuck. I want to watch contemporary problems like Reba, which is a white evangelical family in Bush's America dealing with the trials and tribulations of a changing culture, which to me spoke deeply, you know, because I kind of could see myself in the rapscallion teenage boy, the horny stepmom. I mean, these were archetypes that, though, at the time I didn't necessarily understand, I felt deep connection to because the characters are so well written.
Oh, I love Reba.
Reba's awesome. Reba's fucking amazing. So even we're talking about monoculture, but I feel like every Jewish parent had way different TV content and watching rooms. That's definitely true. My Jewish family did not. I was allowed to watch everything. There were no rules.
You were allowed to watch everything?
Literally everything. Like no one was ever telling me. Like I guess if they came down and I was watching pornography, they'd probably go, "All right, cut it out." But like Simpsons, an early age, that was never. There's no banishing things in my house.
Yeah, I also was not allowed to watch pornography.
Yeah.
It was very strange.
Yeah. You really?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember because we had the computer in the living room, and I asked, or it was my computer, or like my computer in the living room, and I asked at one point if we could move it into my room,
Right.
and they told me no, unless I made a compelling argument. So I had to like write down sort of like a list of reasons why I could have it in my room,
Right.
And I could tell that they didn't want me watching porn, so I included that. Like, I promise I won't
Watch porn.
use it to jack off. Yeah, and they let me move it.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
And did you watch porn?
I mean, I was watching porn in the living room.
I had a computer in my room and I searched like Brad Pitt naked one time, and then I got one of those like pop-up things that would just be on your computer forever.
Oh, no.
And so just like porn pop-up would come up in perpetuity, and I was so humiliated that I like never looked for porn ever again.
Really?
Really.
Wow.
I was just like, this is the punishment.
Right.
I've told this story on the stream before, but one time
I haven't heard it. So.
You haven't heard it. You know what it is? I know you guys haven't heard it, but I know they're gonna be like, okay, you know, so shut the fuck up, chat.
Classic.
Shut up. You just keep it under control. So I was at we had a tech guy, like a Geek Squad member, come to my house because our computer was all fucked up. And he came and he was fixing it, and then he was like, "Hey, can I talk to you for a second?" To me, and we were downstairs by ourselves, and he was like, "Hey, man, I'm not going to tell your parents or anything, but the reason this computer's messed up is because you've been downloading so much pornography to it." And he was like, "I'm not going to tell them, but you got to cut it out. You got to find out a better way to do this because you're ruining this computer." And then he said, "And if I have to come again, I'm going to tell them." So he gave me sort of one chance, and I cleaned up my act, and then I strictly clips online.
Wow.
Do you feel like this is a way that many people became like computer literate? Or like because I'm like thinking about the downloading and versus just searching out websites or whatever. That feels like a reason to figure out how like computers and the internet and like data work.
It did make. I learned torrenting doing that, and I learned. I do think also my parents didn't know. My parents are very not computer literate, you know. So it was sort of I had a lot going for me. Like they weren't really going to be able to figure it out. You know? It did make me pretty literate. I mean, finding the MILF Hunter and watching him, and finding his videos, and finding more MILF Hunter videos. You know.
You have to be literate to understand those videos.
Yeah. MILF. Yeah, I didn't know. I thought it was. I didn't know what it meant, you know.
Right.
But then I learned. I was like, oh, I got to watch an age appropriate stuff.
I sort of feel like there's no such thing, or there never was such a thing as viruses. That was sort of a cultural,
bullshit.
like a shame, like deep kind of shame, and we sort of imagined this.
No, I'm telling you, as the virus that I would like.
You are right. You had pop. Yeah,
I had the pop-ups.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to step on your.
As someone who had a virus,
I like that though. I like the theory that we do have a call coming in. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Let's do this shit. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. What's your name and what are you calling about?
Hey, this is Tanner.
Tanner, how are you?
Hi, Tanner.
Good. How are you guys?
Good.
How's it going, Tanner?
So I had a story I had that was similar to the whole convincing your parents about something.
Mm-hmm.
I used to make like PowerPoints whenever I wanted to convince my parents of something, and it never worked really. And I would like put music behind them, like Bruno Mars and stuff, and I would put photos of shit all around. And when I was 10, I was getting really into movies, and my parents wouldn't let me watch rated R movies, and I made a PowerPoint about why I should be able to watch Quentin Tarantino's movies. And because it would make me a better filmmaker, it would teach me about the culture, and the violence isn't glamorized. It's very well done. Those are my points.
It's kind of wrong, right? I mean, he does sort of.
She said no. She said no, and I cried.
Oh.
I mean, it's sort of, he does sort of fetishize and glamorize violence. It's sort of his whole thing, right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
I lied. I lied in the PowerPoint.
You knew, so you knew it.
It just wasn't true.
You knew that it was bullshit.
Yeah,
You didn't lie in a PowerPoint, huh?
I knew that she would hear Tarantino and be like, "Oh, he's the violent guy." So I was like, I need to find some way to counteract what she's thinking about. And I wasn't able to do that day.
Was it because your mom was Christian, or what was the sort of thing? Why didn't she want you watching it? Or she just thought it was inappropriate?
It's not. It was just. I mean, they were Christian, but that was never the reason for like stopping me from watching something.
How old were you?
It was just like that you're too young. I was like 10 or 11, maybe.
Yeah, that's pretty. I mean, that's fair.
That's the age where you're like, you got to go to kids with a more messed up house, and then his mom is like, yeah, whatever, and then you watch it at the sleeper, Yeah. That's like where I watched The Italian Job.
Did I ever tell you about? I had this friend when Deadpool came out, and his dad. He told me that we're going to be able to watch Deadpool, but his dad has to go into Adobe Premiere and edit out all of the sex scenes. And I kept asking him when that edit was going to be done. And he was like, probably soon, man. And like, it never happened. And I kept asking him, and we just stopped talking, I guess.
Have you since seen Deadpool?
No, I to this day I never got to see it.
Still
Are there any
waiting.
sex scenes in
I'm like,
Deadpool?
I feel like there's not.
Most of the movie
the sex scenes,
or is erotic on some level,
right? Well, because he's saying fuck and shit and stuff.
right?
Yeah,
Well,
using like foul kind of
Yeah.
which is
language that
sexy.
you use in the sack.
Yeah.
Maybe
I'm gonna
there-
fuck you.
Yeah.
Maybe
Gotcha.
there is. That just reminds me of. Did you ever have Christian friends who had those like the Christian edits of things?
No,
where
I
you
didn't know
could
it was a
like
thing.
watch. There was a thing where they would have ones where it would be like you can watch any movie, but
Wow.
I don't understand if they were edited videos or if they had like a. To my understanding, it was like a special VCR that like fast forwarded
Wow.
through
Whoa,
these things.
that's cool.
But I had very, very Christian neighbors who like weren't allowed to watch Harry Potter even because they were like, this is too demonic.
We had neighbors like that I was friends with that they also couldn't play Pokemon because one of them went to like a conference where they were like, Pokemon is witchcraft. So a life without Pokemon as a boy? I mean, what is that?
No life,
That's no life at all.
No life at all.
I don't know if there's. It's
Huh?
probably not the same. It's probably not the same conference, but there's a video that's like a classic YouTube video about this guy doing a sermon on how Pokemon is like witchcraft, like that exact thing. I don't know if that was just a popular thing to say back then, but
I think it was.
I think it's
That's
just
a-
so obvious that it's like church can't compete with Pokemon or movies or anything.
Yeah.
That it's like, look, if you want kids to stay Christian, you guys got to turn it up a notch. Get cool.
Speaking of which, I have an event I'd like to plug. I'm not affiliated with this event, but I'm really thinking of going. It's an Instagram ad I keep getting called Gen Z for Jesus.
Okay.
And it's a big community event in Glendale for Gen Z to come together and show their faith and show that Gen Z isn't all TikTok videos and Bella Hadid and all this crap. It's also about loving Christ.
Okay. Is Jesus spelled with a Z also.
That's a really good idea that I'm going to be bringing up to the founders of Gen Z
Be
for
like,
Jesus when I
listen.
go. It's actually happening tonight, if you can believe
What?
it. Yeah.
Where?
The next 3 nights it's
Glendale.
happening.
I mean, I know in Glendale,
And Glendale.
but like,
And
Glendale.
You got it. Yeah. Luke doesn't like Gen Z or Jesus, so why is he getting these ads? I don't think that's true. I'm too old. Why, man? Can I be an elder millennial?
Yeah, I get a lot of ads for Gen Z
You get
stuff too.
to go to regular church.
I have to go to
You get to go
regular
to regular
church.
church now.
Yeah, that sucks.
it feels like you could be a Gen Z like ally,
Yeah.
an elder millennial.
I said I
who-
like vaping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
You
very
guys-
critical of Gen Z myself.
Really?
Yeah.
What? Why?
I-
Say more on that.
I mean, I think they are addicted to technology,
Okay.
and
Based on what?
the phone just seems sort of glued to the hand.
Sure.
And
Yeah, based on what, dude? Based on what, dude?
well, it's anecdotal. It's mostly just
Right.
crap
It's not
I've heard
based
from.
on statistics
Yeah.
or science.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I can't back this
I
up,
think
but
you guys are just as addicted to phones that we are.
Yeah. Tanner's Gen Z.
Tanner,
well, I think Gen Z is immature. But of course, there are exceptions.
well, they are young.
They're
They are-
younger
I mean, so that's
than
by
most.
virtue of their age. You know,
They're younger.
They are younger.
They're a bit younger than a lot of people.
Right. All millennials, they're a bit younger then.
Yeah.
What are you guys
Doing?
There's not much
I
going
mean-
on up there when it comes to age.
What are we doing? We're talking about the differences between Gen Z and millennials. But
What
we-
you fail to realize is that Gen Z had to go through school during COVID, and that would put an age on anyone that makes the oldest man feel young again. or
Right,
something like that.
right. You've aged beyond your years, where we were sort of in our late 20s and that was happening, or maybe even early 30s. Not as big a deal.
When Gen Z experiences world events, though, they do it through the perspective of sort of like a young, like kind of an immature kid.
Right.
They don't really know.
Right.
They don't understand what's going on, and there are issues with the generation.
Yeah, I agree.
I think Gen Z has had like a more because they've had an online presence. They've been cultivating a worldview and like I don't know, just like a presence that I think most people did not need to do. Most generations prior did not need to do unless they had a specific intention for doing so. Does
Sure.
that make sense?
What is it?
Like there's I don't know.
Keep in mind you have a youngster in there, so let's.
Yeah.
I know.
Let's
Well,
not talk
dude,
Gen
I'm terrified.
What are they? Gen Alpha?
They're gonna
Or
be.
the one after?
I don't know.
That's next,
I got
you
an
know.
app update that was like your child will enter kindergarten in like 2029 or something, and
Whoa.
I'm like, I don't even want to know. I was just in the East Coast, and I walked by we were at a college, and they were saying like, welcome class of 20. I think it was like 2027.
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
like, oh my god, that's insane.
That's tough.
That's insane. No, I mean that they've been like, I don't know, developing a. This is what I like. This is what I don't like. This is how I see
Yeah,
things.
yeah,
All
yeah,
of these
yeah,
things
yeah.
that like, I don't know what that pressure, not even pressure, or just that ability does to you. Versus, I think that was only something that you would cultivate in previous generations if you were interested in like, I don't know, being a performer
Right, right.
or something like that.
But also, I think legitimately, Tanner, and you speak on this. I mean, you're sort of the expert in the room. Do you think?
Of course.
Do you think? Legitimately, I think though that's why a lot of kids are less online, like publicly. Like I feel like a lot of like Katie's cousins and stuff all have private Instagram accounts, and they're like, I don't know why it would ever be public. It's for my friends and I, and that is.
I
real.
like that.
Yeah. So, do you guys act crazy on your birthday?
Depends on the birthday.
I act pretty sane on my birthday. I'm sort of a nice guy. Matthew, what about you?
My 2 birthdays ago, I saw the movie Pig in theaters, and then I felt sick, and I went home.
Pig.
Pig?
I liked Pig.
It wasn't really sickening, was it?
It wasn't because of that. It was too much popcorn.
So you did go crazy on your birthday.
You did go crazy on your birthday, man.
Yeah, a
Having
little
too
bit.
much of something.
When my sister's kids went back to school in fall 2020, there was a board with Cardi B on it that said "WAP, welcome amid pandemic." That's pretty funny.
I love that.
That's good teacher humor.
Wet
I love
ass. Wet ass pussy. Right? Or what
Yeah,
is it?
there. That's the original,
Yes.
but you probably wouldn't put that in a
Yes.
school.
Oh wait, am I wrong?
Yeah, you read it
I
wrong.
wasn't joking around. Sorry.
Yes, but they said
Welcome.
their take on it was school appropriate.
I think it is inappropriate to be making that. You know, like imagine you're to the window to the wall, the sweat drops down my balls, but it's man, this is really what came to mind. All
Yeah,
those
keep
towers fall after 9/11.
You got it.
That's pretty clean, though. You gotta admit.
It was a clean job.
You gotta admit that's pretty clean. You know,
Yeah.
that just came out. That's pretty clean.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. I'm working on my song parrot.
Okay, Zoom. This is the
Yes, Zoomers.
who the hell are Zoomers?
Zoomers.
That's what I call them too. Generation Z, short for Zoomers.
Zoomers.
Well,
I get
Look.
excited thinking about this stuff.
Yeah,
I like-
know that about you.
I like it. Gen Z is growing on me. Maybe it's just because again I have a young person. I have,
they're not-
I
they're-
have to love the
They're
young
terminally
people.
online. Is what you got to
I
understand.
will say this: when we went back out, when like stuff started opening up again, the new Gen Z people who had not been out yet, they were definitely like walking around like this was a video game and not like it was other people that you needed to engage with.
They see life as a video game.
At Zebulon, I had a lot of personal space.
Right.
Invasions, not a lot of excuse me's, pardon
Right.
me's, sorry,
We're
ma'am.
not polite.
So-
I mean,
that.
boomers, in many ways, boomers have left us to kind of deal with the wreckage
Sure.
of their lifestyles. But what you can say about them is that they respect personal space and boundaries.
If someone's bumping into me at a bar, someone's stepping in. I felt like I was in a movie where I was like a ghost, and maybe that's just me feeling old.
Right.
That's true too. I'm contending with age and aging and feeling what's the not irrelevant, but like what's the out
Becoming
of touch.
Out of touch.
Right.
Out of touch.
Pregnant.
Yeah. Now, especially now that I'm
Well,
pregnant,
You're feeling
it's like,
pregnant.
Gen Z only gives out respect if they get it back. And they get it.
So,
Oh,
Julia, were you not
wow.
being respectful of Gen Z in that moment?
I guess not.
All right.
I wouldn't have read it as coded as disrespectful, but maybe. I thought taking my spot at the bar. I'll tell you this: if there's one place I know how to act, it's a bar.
Right.
For better or for worse. And
Drink.
Yeah.
Socializing
Drinking
drink.
the air.
Yes. Yes.
I know about that shit. I know about that shit.
A lot of younger Zoomers probably don't know much about bars.
Yet.
I think not yet. Well, also, I mean,
I know what they
that's
are.
fair. That's fair.
Sure.
But and also, I think that's more the the pandemic, like
would
shut
be-
down in your early
Right.
20s.
Legit, it would be crazy if you came of age during the pandemic
Yeah.
and then you went to a bar for the first time when you're 24.
Yeah, that's
that's
wild.
a reality. for
Not
people.
having been to a bar until that point.
If that happened to me, I'd want to die. If I could. I gotta miss being, if I missed out on those 3 great years of being at the bar,
I mean, prime bar years.
what a hellish time. I still remember going to a show at Zebulon post-pandemic and chatting with the performers. Like 3 people who didn't know any of us shoved their way into the convo. I just stood there listening.
See, thank you.
That's pretty funny.
I'm telling you, I was at the bar and someone like straight up stepped exactly where I was, did not look at me, did not acknowledge it. Where I was
Right.
like, am I
Yeah.
real?
Right.
I
That-
bet they were 25.
Yeah, absolutely.
I bet there were some
absolutely. And I don't want to sound
25-year-old.
I don't want to sound like a boomer either, but just say excuse me. Come on.
Yeah.
Make a old lady feel comfortable.
Feel good. Julia, when are you due?
November 18th.
Wow. So you got only 2 more months?
a little
Little
2
over
months
2
and some
months.
Time for
change.
Thanksgiving.
Just in
Yeah.
time for Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving miracle.
Yeah, she might be a Thanksgiving baby.
Do you have a name?
I do. We're not telling
You're not
anybody.
telling
We're not telling anybody.
But-
Keep it under wraps.
You'll
Are you open to
The Luke.
suggestions?
Hey,
The Luke?
throw them out. It's nothing set in stone. Nothing's on the paper
Luke?
yet.
Luke?
What, Tanner? Oh, Luke is a name?
I
It is a name.
I like
Luke.
Luke.
Yeah, what about Luke?
It's
For
a
a
nice
girl,
name.
that'd be cute.
Yeah.
Matthew?
What about Matthew?
What does the name rhyme with?
I'm not gonna say.
Yeah, it'd be pretty obvious.
Come on.
Duke.
Duke.
Luke rhymes with Duke.
Duke, yeah,
Flute.
Rathew.
Oh yeah, Rathew.
Yeah. Anyone ever call you that?
you?
Never.
You.
Never.
And specifically in an anti-Semitic way.
Whoa.
No.
I can
Never.
ask him.
Never.
Thank
That's
goodness
fine.
for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to say slurs on here? Is that
The ones that you're allowed to say,
okay?
and you know which
we're
ones
not
you
gonna
are,
get
right?
banned though.
A bug genre reveal party.
They've done a
The
bug
gender. Okay, I was
reveal?
like, what?
A bug gender.
No, we did not do a gender reveal. We did just post a video of me opening the paper from the hospital online.
That said.
That said it's a girl. I thought they gave me like this envelope with all of these things in it, and I thought it was gonna be. They were like, "Oh, here's the results."
Right.
I thought it was gonna be very medical looking, like test results, and I opened it up, and it was just like a clip art of like a baby, and it was like it's a girl.
That's funny.
Wow.
But I also was like, "What is the ink budget at Kaiser Permanente? Just printing these full
getting health
page
insurance going.
pictures."
Well, Tanner, I don't want to leave you hanging on the line here. Dude.
Sorry, Tanner.
Yeah, Tanner.
That's all right.
So I'm gonna hang up on you.
Okay.
All right. See you, man.
See you,
See you,
I guess.
man.
Thanks for calling.
Bye,
Tanner.
Tanner.
Well, that was compelling.
Tanner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that. I mean, Tanner was. Yeah.
Yeah,
I just mean that experience of kind of engaging with someone else, kind of outside of our immediate
I know. I
Yeah.
mean,
social circle.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a world where maybe this becomes our own thing tonight.
Hey.
You know, like our own podcast.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I don't know what we'd have to figure out the.
It's sort of an emerging like form or genre.
Right. I'm sort of the Mark Maron, you know.
Okay.
Of the
Julia's
group, of us.
Julia's the girl.
Yeah.
And Matthew, you're sort of the
Well, what do all of you think?
yeah.
What-
What's Matthew in this?
in this
I feel
Mark
like
Maron girl. What's Matthew?
I was like the. I'm trying to think of a third person.
Kramer.
A Kramer. Okay.
The Kramer.
Okay, that's what
A
Normie
wild
Deloitte says.
card
I'm
element.
trying to think of a podcast third where we could have a.
Producer from Howard Stern. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Baba
only-
Booey.
Is that who that is?
No. What is Baba Booey? That's another thing.
I feel like they just say Baba Booey, but
I think Baba Booey's a guy. I don't know.
I've
I
never.
thought it was just a sound.
Baba
Yeah.
Booey. I don't know.
I was gonna say like Jamie from Joe Rogan, but that's the only podcast producer I can think of by name that they reference and say
Jamie. Yeah. No,
like
Jamie,
look it up
check
and he'll
that.
talk
Yeah.
it. He'll talk.
No girls on Joe Rogan a lot of the time.
No,
No. It's tough. Yeah.
No.
They're on. They're just hard to see.
What do you mean?
Just hard to. They're on every episode, kind of like scattered around. You just don't. They're hard to perceive.
Right.
Like usually in the
Yeah.
dark.
Like they're not in the shot?
They're not in the shot,
Okay,
and they're
yeah,
like
yeah.
they're quiet type.
behind
they're
every
quiet type.
they're
behind
quiet as a
every
church
Joe
mouse.
Rogan
And
episode is a great woman.
Yeah.
Women are ignored in society. That's true.
Maybe is that why those Gen Zs were standing on me at
Yeah.
the bar? Just a woman.
Do you think they? I assume this is pre-pregnancy, based.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
pregnant
yeah.
for 3 years, but do you think if you were pregnant? And sorry,
No,
let me know if
please.
it's
Big
annoying if
if.
I'm asking you so many
Hey.
questions about it because Katie's not pregnant. She doesn't, and she doesn't know a fucking thing about it.
She's
No.
useless in that
Useless
regard.
in that regard. Doesn't know
Yeah.
anything about it.
No, I'm here to be.
You're useful.
I'm here
Yeah.
to be the pregnant. That's my thing right now.
That's your thing.
Yeah.
That's your thing, though.
Do you think if I was pregnant, they would have stood out of the
Yes.
way? Absolutely not.
Yeah, I don't think they would
No,
have either, to
absolutely
be
not.
honest. I don't think they
No.
would have even clocked you were pregnant.
No.
They would have just thought you were weird looking or something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. If you're really even pregnant. So now you're getting called out.
Prove
Well,
it.
I mean, I was like, I don't know how to prove it
No.
other than I was
Yeah.
like, actually,
the
I
way
have a-
that you would prove it
my-
probably isn't what you should do.
my purse is in the other. Katie has my purse. I was like, I do have an ultrasound picture in my purse.
Really?
Could be anyone's.
Yeah, I was like, but also I was like that. It could be doctored.
Do we take short calls? Yeah, we take any length of
Yeah.
call. You can call in, scream at us for 2 seconds, and then hang up. What
mean,
the
don't-
fuck do I?
don't do that,
Don't do
but-
that.
She can't show us the baby. 'cause
She
it's
can't.
Not,
I-
it's not
it's
fully
It's
Yeah.
not
formed.
ready
Yeah.
yet.
I can't yet, but
Do you think there's any part of you that would be willing to come on the show the day that you have the baby?
I've thought about whether or not I should only this. I don't know. No, not on this show.
Right. Probably. Yeah.
But
Is it because I double booked you, or is it a different reason?
no, I think just truly
it'd be kind of weird for of all the shows for it to be you. We know each other. We're friends.
I would do a live thing.
Right.
Yeah, I guess
probably
just,
not my show though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think also I'm just thinking logistically.
Right. Getting
where you, I don't think I could go anywhere.
What hospital are you having the baby at?
Kaiser Sunset.
What if the stream comes to you?
People have joked and been like, "Can I come film this? Can I do this?" And I'm like, "Am I squandering an opportunity? Should we do this?" I did watch something, and it's like a woman who has a baby company, whatever, and her sister was there the whole time, and they were like basically Instagram live the whole thing.
That's pretty fucked up.
And then I was just on a plane and the TVs weren't working. The only thing I could watch was a masterclass from Kris Jenner about social media branding, which not that informative.
Right.
But they did show footage of.
Why was that the only thing you could watch?
It was like everything that you would push, it just like would not play.
Except for that.
And then I just jokingly whatever. I was like, oh, maybe this thing will play. And it was truly the only thing that would play. And so I just watched,
there you go.
This masterclass. But they also showed that they had Kourtney Kardashian's birth on live television. I mean, not on live television, but on TV.
What POV?
But that
straight up, it was like blurred out pussy.
Wow.
It
So
was
what did
like
they
the
show?
camera
His
was
leg?
like here.
Thigh?
Yeah. No, I mean it was like there. It was just blurred out. So it was like showed her, and this is actually crazy and makes me respect her more. She pulled the baby up herself.
seems like you shouldn't have done that. Right?
I know.
I mean,
Seemed
probably
wild,
you should let the
but-
doctor do that. We
Hey.
do have a call coming in. Are we
All
ready
right.
for this? Are we ready?
Yeah.
All right. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. What's your name? What are you calling about?
Hey guys.
Hey.
Hey.
Hello.
I'm Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Can
Hi,
you hear me?
Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah. I'm just calling to say what's up.
Yo.
So,
What's up?
What's up, man?
Not much, dude. I'm just sweaty. It's like really hot outside, and man, it's too hot. It's
Where
too
are
hot
you?
outside.
Where are you?
I'm inside now, but I was outside earlier.
What part of the
Okay,
country
yeah,
are
but,
you
like,
in?
where?
though? What city are you in?
Sounds
What
like
town?
a sauna out there or in there.
I'm in Bushwick.
Okay.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, you guys are having a heat wave right now.
Heat wave in New York.
It's so brutal. What do you guys do about the hot? Do you guys drink water? I need some ideas here.
You should probably drink some water. That would
Yeah.
be good. You could get a bunch of ice packs and put them all over your body. That's what Katie did when she lived in a place with no AC. She told me you get a bunch of ice packs.
Cold bath, cold shower.
Cold bath, cold
Yeah,
shower.
it's really tedious.
Always
Sleep with a
nice
desk
one.
fan.
I
Actually,
think-
don't sleep with a desk fan pointing at your head. That's basically going to mess you up.
I've heard that hot shower is good, actually.
I actually have heard
Yeah.
that. No, because
then
it's
your
like,
body cool. Like,
you start sweating and
Gets
stuff.
to that
yeah.
temperature.
Yeah. But
Leslie
it's
said-
worse.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah.
want to do that.
I mean, Leslie says, Chris, you're fine. I mean, Chris, did you think that maybe you're kind of like overblowing it a little and it's not that big a deal?
No, not really. I'm still kind of sweaty, but
You're sweaty.
I'm feeling better. I just turned on the AC.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you gotta
AC
just
is
turn
the way
it.
to go.
You just
Yeah.
gotta do it.
Aw.
Yeah, the AC is gonna be the thing, and you don't
Yeah.
want to do it because it's gonna cost money. But like, you're gonna be
Yeah, you should turn
miserable.
on the AC.
Yeah, I have an AC.
Wait,
I have AC. Raise your hand if you have central air.
no. Wow.
Fucking
Okay.
Okay.
You see that shit? That's a vent.
I
This is where
have-
a class
Yeah.
sort of
Yep,
enters
this
the
apartment
picture.
isn't even that fucking nice.
I don't have central air, but I do have a window unit in the bedroom, and that we put that on.
Chris, have you thought about going to like a maybe a public pool or something? I mean, the hottest day in Brooklyn. I feel like there's a movie all about that. It doesn't end so well.
Yeah,
for those
it's the
guys.
hottest day of the year this year, I think.
Is it?
Like,
This year?
things just got like here in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
It's like
Do you live
I
by
don't think it
Myrtle
ever got
Avenue?
this hot this year. No, I don't live right by there.
Right.
Who-
Could you
Who
get
do-
there?
Who do you live by?
Yeah.
Or who are your homies over there?
Yeah.
I live by Irving Square Park.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't really know
Yeah.
about a lot about that.
It's like deep Bushwick. It's like far from the train, but like you can walk places. I guess there's like pizza.
There's pizza.
bad.
You live in New York and
All
there's
right.
pizza nearby.
Okay.
All right, man.
I have a lot of
Yeah.
friends in New York.
Same.
Yeah.
Less now that Life World is gone, though.
Right.
Chris, how do you feel about Life World closing
that was,
down?
Yeah, it was kind of sad. I liked seeing the shows there.
Yeah.
They're really cool. I saw a Goldilocks show there once. It was pretty cool.
You saw my Goldilocks show? Is that what you're talking
Yeah.
about? Oh, cool.
You had a show called
yeah.
Goldilocks?
Yeah, I did a show there with Brian Fittyman and Pierce Campion.
Sure, friends of the show.
Friends of the show. We did a sort of our version of what is the fable called? It's like Goldilocks and the Three Bears.
Yeah.
We sort of did.
Was it horny? You like your version?
No. It was. I mean,
Not
you probably remember better than I
intentionally,
do.
But it was sexual.
Not intentionally. We'd have to ask the audience about that.
Yeah.
Right.
Whether you were sopping wet watching
Yeah.
that thing.
I wasn't
You
horny.
guys get
'cause-
the amazing Amy.
right, the amazing
show.
aim. Yeah.
Like from Gone Girl.
Do you want to explain Amazing Amy? Or we don't have to talk about the show.
I think it's fun. Let's dig
Yeah.
in. Let's dig into a show that seemingly both. Now, Chris, I can't tell if he remembers it. I can't tell if Matthew remembers it, or if he's being coy because he doesn't want to talk about it. But I got to imagine he knows if he did a whole show based on Goldilocks and the Three Bears. You said, I don't really. What is that thing called? I got to imagine you were lying. I mean, you really didn't know.
I
what
didn't
it-
remember the like official. Well, I guess it probably doesn't have an official name, but the name of the old wives' tale or fable
Fable.
or myth.
Okay.
The fairy tale.
The fairy tale.
All right, I think you're not being honest, but I guess we'll have to leave that for the history books.
Well,
to
there.
figure out.
Yeah. I guess I was being a bit coy.
Yeah, that's.
I
What
was
thought.
being a bit
That's
coy.
what I thought.
Don't be coy.
Chris, what are your thoughts?
on.
1 out
I
of
can
10.
be
What do you
coy.
think of the
I'm-
Goldilocks
I
show?
can be coy. It's
What do you
all
think
right.
about it, Chris?
It was very interactive. I think we like went on the stage to like build a house.
That's something like
I
your
remember
mom
that.
would say if you showed her like an art piece
It's very
or like a little
interactive.
dance, and she's
Right.
like, "Was it good?" And she's like, "It's very interactive," you know.
My mom likes my work.
Really,
I'll say that.
Okay.
She enjoys it.
Really?
She actually supports what I do with my life.
really.
And,
Yeah, my mom does too.
Really?
What do you do
Support
with
you
your-
financially?
Okay. What do you do with your life, Chris?
I'm unemployed.
Hell yeah.
She's supportive.
And your mom loves that.
What'd you get your degree in, Chris?
I got it in math.
And you can't find a
Okay.
job with that, or are you trying to pursue some sort of alternative passion?
I don't know. I just kind of like wake up at like noon, and I go to the coffee shop, and I have some kind of brilliant idea I want to write down, but then I get a little too high and I forget about it.
And
And
do you
I
have
go
a
back home and fall asleep?
trust fund? Bye, Leslie. And yes, also to
No,
answer
no,
your
not at all.
Leslie, to answer your question, yes, I did double book the show. He asked earlier, but that's not what we're talking about. You don't have a trust fund, but you don't have a job. You just go to the coffee shop every day and get high.
Well, there's no need to shame.
The past 5 days, yeah,
Okay.
been
That's-
pretty nice.
Well,
Yeah, I get like
to be doing?
unemployment checks.
Wrap it up. Yeah, I'm doing
I don't know yet, something,
something.
but yeah, I don't know. Like, what do you guys do for a living outside of this?
Well, I edit incredible videos for clients like Netflix and Amazon Prime Video. It's how me and Julia know each other,
Yeah.
actually.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I give astrology readings and do an astrology podcast.
Yeah.
I bartend.
Yeah. Matthew?
Well, family money.
Family money.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Inheritance.
How
Yeah.
much? Or from what?
I'm not going to say how much.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Say
that's
how
why
much. Come on.
No, my grandfather was a lobbyist for Big Steel, and it sounds like a joke.
Uh-huh.
But I figure why not talk about it openly? Because there's a lot of for some reason there's a lot of shame around people who I mean, you made a joke about it. Trust? Do you have a trust?
Right.
People don't like to talk about it, and it's, when people don't know how someone is able to have a certain lifestyle, there's always like there's like talk behind their back, like how do they support it?
Right. But you have a trust fund and you still dress like that?
Is this a
Yeah. I realized it wasn't really going to work, too, because we're wearing the
the
same
same
clothes. You know,
Right,
it's not
yeah.
really going to work.
three stripes?
That's not really going to work. 3 stripes. I always say it before, Chris, do you think me and Matthew kind of look like brothers?
Kind of with the sweats. But
Yeah.
We're also. I'm gonna do the big
shirt.
reveal.
Yeah.
We're
Yes.
also both.
Bald.
We're both bald.
Yes.
Two bald guys.
And I'm glad we can talk about this too, because
Often
I
people
made
have
a
a-
bald joke a few weeks ago
Huh.
to a friend
Didn't like
who
it.
was bald, like
Huh.
and shaved and like clearly you
Yeah,
can see
had
the
the ring.
outline,
Yeah,
everything. And he's what are you talking about?
Whoa.
Really?
Yeah.
That is. When did you start going bald? Honestly,
When did I start like
losing it, or you felt you knew that it was happening? Because it was 18 for me. So I just like started. I started losing it the first week of high school, and I was like, of college.
Whoa.
I was like, well, you either shit or it's happening. You get used to it, baby, or get the damn
Right.
Trump pills that he takes.
Yeah. I think I was around 18 too.
Yeah.
I don't think I fully was aware of it until, I mean, not that much late, maybe like 20, 21. Yeah.
Chris, are you balding or bald?
No, I got a thick head of hair.
You got a thick set of hair.
Okay.
You could be doing anything then, man. And
unfortunately.
you're pissing around. You're going
on.
to the fucking coffee shop every day, smoking herb.
Math degree,
Yeah,
full head of hair,
You
brilliant ideas.
You be cleaning up on dating apps with some eligible young women, and instead you're just going to getting high. You play video games?
No, not really.
What do you
I
do?
should start though. I mean, honestly, I don't know. Like sometimes I like to read. Sometimes I like to write things down. But right now I'm just passing time. Pretty great because
I relate to this.
This is the first
think-
time I've ever been on unemployment.
Oh, you're on. So you got fired, is what happened.
Yeah. Well, actually, I didn't get fired, but I applied for it, and the place I worked at said that I did. So that was pretty cool.
Huh?
I didn't think that would happen.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. I just decided not to work there anymore.
Huh? And you got fired.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm,
Or no, sorry,
Yeah,
you didn't
well-
get
Didn't.
fired.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got
opposite
confused.
or whatever
I
you
worked at
said.
a
Just
school.
opposite of that.
Opposite
Didn't
of
get
that.
fired.
I worked at
Didn't
a
get fired.
school, and the person who like runs the operations there must have like lied for me or something. So
All right. So
yeah,
you got
I'm enjoying it.
you got people on your side.
Right, and this.
You got people looking out for you.
Absolutely. Yeah. No.
That's
Great.
that's an important thing in life.
You should keep going to coffee shops
You guys-
and writing and just sitting around and doing
Yeah.
nothing. Because that's honestly, I'm not being sarcastic. That's a good use of your time, and I wouldn't feel any shame about saying that. I think
Yeah,
it's
they say creatives need
Yeah.
time to do nothing, right?
drinking coffee and just relaxing.
Julie, what do you think? Do you think he needs to get off his ass and become a productive member of society, or do you think he needs to?
I mean, how old are you?
If you're a Zoomer, then I
like-
take it back. You should definitely.
I'm 28, so
Okay,
I'm
well,
Oh, it's
Zoomer.
way too old. It's way too old to be
Listen.
living like that, man. I don't
Really?
know how to tell you. I've legit, yeah.
That's sort of how I live.
I mean, and you're going through some pretty rough stuff right now.
Well, that's
I think this,
we all have our
Listen.
crosses to bear.
I think this is time. It's fine for an amount of time. It's fine for a season, but not to get too astrological in here though. But
Please.
you are at a maturity threshold right
Yes.
now where the consequences of your decisions are going to have their. I mean, you are going to be experiencing the consequences of either decisions or inactivity. And I think that this is like something that will not necessarily, Saturn return. Thank you. I didn't want to,
Throw it down.
get into
Get
it, but
into
that
it.
is, you are in Saturn return era, which is when we have to, become real adults.
Yeah.
And
That's Cap.
I think that if you are using this time as a time to like figure out what you want to do next, that is cool. And that's also well suited for this Saturn return time specifically. But if we're just like waiting for this, just write down the idea that you're having.
Yeah.
Don't get slightly
Wait,
less
wait, wait.
high.
Chris, what is the idea?
I disagree with all of this, by the way. I just want you to know I disagree with them.
Chris, what's the idea?
Back me up, Matthew. Come on. Like,
Yeah, I
disagree with them.
What's the idea, though, Chris?
I don't know, actually.
You don't know
And
what
it should remain formless.
It should.
That's the ideal state.
My only
Embryo, a sort of you
way.
understand
I
something
get,
about
I
this.
get you. My only thing is if it's someone else subsidizing this, if this is on like government money, if this is just on unemployment,
true.
go for it.
Yeah.
But if your mom is also helping you out too, I feel like that's like you'll be able to do this forever. When does it stop?
Exactly. You can keep doing it. It's a good way to go.
There's
Well,
a
it's not
good
just
point
mom,
too.
but also dad too.
Yeah, double.
There's a
Sure.
whole other parent we're missing out.
A lot of times,
Yeah.
though, if you have a trust fund, one parent didn't work as hard. You know, one parent was like the rich parent, and your mom's kind of a trust fund kid of your dad. You know,
Working in
my
different
case.
ways, maybe.
yeah,
you know?
right. Yeah. My mom worked. All right, Julia. God.
Hey,
All right, Chris.
Just doing copywriting.
You think of doing copywriting?
Yeah.
Well, you know what, man? We got to keep moving on, but just put your nose to the grind. Don't let guys like Matthew or the dude from The Big Lebowski influence you too much. Become a productive member of society. Get a job. Stop living off the state, and make something of yourself.
I do like that you're supporting a local business, though.
Thank
I will
you.
say
That's
that
great.
you're
That's
contributing
great.
to the neighborhood.
With Daddy's dollar.
Tip well.
Feels like most coffee shops in Brooklyn survive off of Daddy's dollar. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Thank God.
Thank God.
If you want another perspective, feel free to reach out to me privately.
All right, we got a bunch of calls lined up in the
All
queue,
right.
so let's hit this shit.
yes.
Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. What's your name, and what are you calling about?
Hey, this is Multar Ben. I'm calling about, we were talking about generations, right?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
The Zoomers, the Boomers, the in-betweeners.
Right.
What generation is teacher?
What
is
generation?
it the one before? This is Multar Ben. I've been present in chat.
No. What? No, sorry. Which one's been teacher? Is that what you said?
Yeah, like what? When you looked at like your teacher, what generation were they? Were they your
X,
parents'
right?
generation, or were they a separate generation?
I think they were at Gen X.
I think
for
both.
Me.
I think both.
Yeah.
I had some boomer teachers, some Gen X.
Yeah. No millennials teachers though.
I did have one teacher who I think was maybe technically a millennial, but actually was not my teacher, was my dance team advisor. And she was 23 and I was like 18.
That's- yeah.
I was like, this is crazy.
You know, the dance.
Yeah,
The dance team advisor at my school would smoke and drink with us, and looking back, I don't think he should have been doing that. We were in
No.
high school.
No.
you know?
There was a teacher, not
No.
dance team advisor,
No.
and I don't think he was a millennial either. I think he was maybe young Gen X, but he would like offer to give people rides from parties and stuff. But also I'm like, I don't know, you just want to go to a high school party because you're a loser.
Yeah.
And he was a loser.
It is tough when you know that they want their moment in the sun, you know. But I think it's Gen X, Maltar, man. I think generally, but not. What about you? I mean, do you have an answer to this question?
So, like, the teachers I was experiencing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like, there was the boomers.
Booms.
My favorite teacher was actually a boomer. He turned 64 when I was in high school.
Huh.
Mr. Burr, you know. And then I had some Gen X's. So people reminded me of my older sister, right?
The slacker generation.
Because
Yeah.
she was like, well,
In my opinion.
yeah, 10
In my
years
opinion,
older.
too.
And it's just like, well, unimaginable. And then getting into college, there were people like the generation right before me, which was like young Gen X, millennial. And when I started understanding what the generations were, and then I was just like, wait, teachers are just kind of separate. They've just like separated themselves. They don't want to
From the rest of their
enter into this
generation.
whole generational thing. No, they've separated. It's like, well, no, I'm a teacher, right? So I'm not like
Interesting.
this.
Yeah,
or
I
that.
think you're kind of right. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
That's my question. That's my question. Like, do you think like
Yeah.
like yeah?
Somebody said in the chat depends on which state you're from, and I do think that is true because
True.
Katie grew up in the South and legit is like, yeah, some of my teachers were just like racist fundamentalist Christians who like became teachers to clearly like indoctrinate their students,
Yeah.
you know? But that is interesting.
I've grown up around the upper Mississippi, so mostly
Sure.
in Illinois, which is
Yeah.
so
you know
far,
what's
knock
up.
on wood.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, that is very correct.
Yeah.
That does change the entire equation. You could actually be taught by the same people in like Tennessee when I spent 4 years. Like the only thing you needed is the high school diploma. You could be a substitute teacher.
Really?
You could graduate high school, pass a quote unquote background check, and then come right back next year.
I mean, I honestly think it's crazy that in most places you just need like a master's degree.
Mm-hmm.
You think you should have a PhD?
I don't know. It seems a little like it seems like not much.
A mass. You could get a I mean, it is crazy. You can do a 2-year teaching program and then you're just like, all right,
done.
you're teaching.
Yeah.
I
2
agree
years
with that.
After
Yeah.
a 4-year bachelor's, so it's 6 years overall.
Right.
It's the same as a master's. It's not technically a master's.
Right.
Don't ask me why I know that.
Because you're getting a master's.
I didn't get my master's.
See, Malto Ben, unlike our last
Yeah,
caller,
sure.
you sound like
Yes,
you
of
work
course.
hard. You sound like you're working towards something, and I think you could maybe be able to lead Chris down the path of righteousness.
That's like one of the. All right, here's where I'm going to sign off.
Okay.
We're gonna
Here's the biggest mystery of teaching.
Yeah.
You think that all those years in school can actually teach you something. I'm here to tell you, I've met so many teachers who have been some of the most ignorant people I've ever met in my life.
Sure.
But the good ones are out there, and you can see them. And
Okay.
thank you for taking my call.
Thank you,
I
Malto
will
Ben. Thank
give
you.
my time to the next.
Thank you.
I will say
Oh,
that
yeah.
is the one benefit of activity, of working hard or going to school or anything, is that afterwards you can say how worthless it really is and how kind of empty the whole
Sure.
experience is. You can't do that if you sit around doing nothing.
You can't do that.
You can't.
No.
That's
Because
true.
you
have
don't
to, like,
know.
You have to be
Yeah,
apologizing
yeah.
to people all the time.
Oh, so- yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
imagine all of these things are
What is,
worthwhile.
I feel like there's a world you're imagining of what it would look like.
to be like a person.
Or like there's a world where there's this type of person that you wish was accepted, and I like you. Does that make sense? I want you to say what that world looks like. Yeah. What is different? What is not right with this world and how we work, and what would you change?
I wouldn't
Like-
change a thing. I mean,
You like how it stuff
no,
is.
I guess I don't like. Do I like the world?
No, do you like this world where? Or are you saying you don't like this world where people have to work hard and pull themselves up by their bootstraps? You know,
Yeah.
you don't like that.
Yeah, it's unpleasant.
What is your world then?
I don't know. People can just do things that are interesting to them and hang out in a non-structured way.
Okay, that sounds pretty nice.
And yeah,
Julie, what do
chill
you
in
think?
Coffee shops and read.
I'm pro just hanging out. I just think yeah, I mean, I guess ultimately do what you want to do, but also find a thing, I guess, like helping out or being present in that
Yeah.
thing. I think it doesn't necessarily have to be like with the intention of being productive in like a capitalist kind of way or in a way where we're like, means to an end. But I do think feeling like you have a role in society in some kind of way, or like that you are just aware of your fellow people.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it's more that to me. And I don't know if that is always present if you like don't have to, I don't know, do something where you like are interacting with people that you wouldn't normally do it with, or that you
True.
don't necessarily have a choice
That's why we
about,
should
or that,
all
like that, like,
go to church.
okay, Gen Z for Jesus.
Gen Z for Jesus.
Do you think it's still going on after
Do you like
this?
animal abuse? Do you like animal abuse? Go.
No.
No. Matthew, do you like animal
Do
abuse?
no.
No, me neither. Okay.
Yeah.
Good question from chat. Good answer from Julia. Good answer from Matthew. And of course, I'm just.
That was just because I was on the spot.
Yeah, I know.
I had more time to think about it and kind of analyze.
I mean,
and-
this isn't. You're not
Some-
taking a test here, son.
Right,
this is the show. You know.
Some animals
Wake up.
True.
Some animals are evil. You know.
Oh, that's
Maybe.
nice.
Aw.
Thank you.
Julia does run an incredible
Yeah.
podcast
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. that I've worked on, I guess, in a
Yeah.
sense. Okay, we got it. We got more calls.
Hell yeah.
This,
Keep them coming.
Folk, I really made this. This is lit up tonight.
Hell yeah.
This is.
Really?
I legitimately the energy is fucking electric tonight.
All right.
on the
Hey,
show.
double
I love
looking
it.
is kind of
Maybe I'll just start doing this,
Yeah.
and it'll be like this insane thing where no one knows it's coming, and then but it
Right.
keeps you on your fucking toes. You know.
Here for
yeah.
it.
Yeah, we'll debrief after. All right, let's see. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. What's your name and what are you calling about?
Hey, my name's Demless. I'm calling
Demlin.
about goofing around.
You're goofing around.
What?
You said your name's Demlin?
Not a problem.
Dimlas.
Dimwas.
Dilas. Dimlas.
Dimwas.
Dim
Dim
loss.
loss.
Okay.
Dimwas. Okay, cool. You're goofing around?
Dimlas. No. I'm calling about goofing around.
Okay.
Yeah, what do you think?
Okay, that was the question I had earlier. Are we goofing around or talking about goofing around? So okay,
We're about
sorry,
to find
go on.
out.
Well, what I like to do is put on some really nice roller skates, kind of get some streamers going. And I like to kind of run down through York Boulevard, York Water Village, and really show off and do kind of a bit of a swirling, sort of kind of a show. I love to kind of let it run, let it rip a little bit. I really like to tee off, and then when I'm
This is in
Right,
North
I'm
Water
done.
Village. Is that what you said?
York Water Village.
York Water Village, okay.
Where is that?
That's on York Boulevard.
Here in Los Angeles?
Uh-huh.
I've never heard it called
York
Water Village.
Never heard that in my
Okay.
life.
Yeah. So, I love to get just kind of going on loose on my skates.
Okay.
And I really have some streamers. I have some kind of like more of a metallic finish on a few of them. So when the light hits in the correct direction, it really shows off.
Right.
And then when I pause in the middle of traffic, I'm actually wearing a QR code. And when you scan it, that's my Cash App. That's my that's my
That's great because what is that? That's showing initiative.
Mm-hmm.
That's demonstrating a skill. That's demonstrating worth in the workplace. Your workplace is the street on York Boulevard. That's hustle culture. Yeah. That's earning. I don't think that's a waste of time at all. I mean, Doomloss, I think that's like really, it's great. I mean, you're self-employed, you're a self-made person, and I for one stan it myself. What do you guys think?
Here's where in the middle of traffic is the one that gets me.
You don't like that.
Because of the brutality that could result.
The brutality,
right?
but also
or
just
the graphic stuff that happens.
The graphic stuff.
Yeah.
Also just the look, York is a busy street. People got places to be.
But what if he's really good at it and he's like zipping around?
I mean, this is the metallic finish also.
Huh? What'd you say?
I think he's really right on the money there with the zipping around.
Like, are you getting in the way?
I'm sure you are zipping around, but this metallic finish that you brought up is also where I'm like, I'm just seeing this in my peripheral. This is startling me.
Right.
And then I see the QR code and I'm like, no, thank you. Interrupted
Well, that's what you might say.
Interrupted the drive, scared me. I don't like being startled.
How much money? Okay, well, let's see if Julia's right or if the consumer is. How much money are you clearing a week?
Michael Sarah Venmoed me $1,200 and said in the memo he said yes, bitch.
Really?
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Okay. A celebrity endorsement. That's not
pretty
nothing.
good. I don't have that.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's for starters.
Okay.
Okay.
Strong start.
That's pretty good. I mean, what's your average though? Like, I mean, that seems like an outlier. I don't think that's happening every day. What are you clearing a week? What are you clearing on average?
Well, Okay, so are you expecting the ramp to be there or not?
The ramp.
The ramp?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I expect it.
I expect it too. Yeah.
Is this?
Right down, ripping down. 51 Avenue 51, ripping down. Really getting some gravitational pull. And if I set up that ramp right there on 51, oh my, that's a $600 day.
$600
Wow.
a day.
Michael
Well,
Cera.
Matthew, you could take a fucking
Okay.
lesson on
That's
this
a
guy's book.
Wow.
Non-Sarah 600.
You're
Okay.
that's two Michael Sarahs, or that's one two
half
half
Sarah.
Wow.
Sarahs. What do you do all
Half
day,
Sarah.
man? This guy's out here hustling. I mean, have you even tried earning money on York
Do
Boulevard
you have
one
a
time?
ramp? Are
Do you have a
using
ramp? Do you have
don't.
do you have streamers that are metallic? Do you have any of this stuff?
No, I don't have any of those things. I don't know how to get them.
You wouldn't know the first fucking thing.
No.
Dirt Jane says, "Can you read my fortune if I call in?"
Fuck, probably.
Probably. I mean,
We can talk. I mean,
you know
yeah.
astrology. Is that fortune telling, or you wouldn't really call it that?
I wouldn't
Sorry,
call
by
it
the way.
that.
Yeah.
But some insight, some perspective. Sure.
Sure. Okay.
As long as you're not some incel.
Hey,
We don't want to have
I
incels on the
thought
show.
she was gonna say incel too.
Yeah,
I
why
re-
did we?
you said insight?
Yes,
and
okay.
I was like,
Yeah, and that's how our crazy minds work. We hear something and then you think, "Ooh,
I really
listen to-
I really thought you were gonna say
Yeah.
incel.
I don't know. I think that incels need astrology more than anybody.
Yeah,
I
they
think
can
if
set it
incels were open to astrology, maybe.
Dan Flynn, what's your astrological sign?
I'm an Aquarius.
Me too.
Yeah, you are.
That's
That's
checks
very
out for you.
Aquarian.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm an Aquarius as
I
well.
like that
Big
adjective,
time. You know
Aquarian.
it.
Yeah, that's
Been
pretty-
on my roller skates.
You spinning around on your roller
No,
skates?
Just by the way.
Honestly, it's a bit
You
on the
know,
nose
just sort of-
going around on roller skates as an
You know it
Aquarius.
by my, you know it by my snap finish on York Boulevard. Baby.
Yes.
You'd
Yes.
say that's an Aquarius.
Catching air, fixed air sign here.
Catching air, creating air.
Yes.
That's
Creating
kind
air.
of just the whole thing. It's like creating air and then giving air back, and then of course revealing the QR code.
A community service through the performance of the individual.
I love that. Is that a
Very,
Aquarius thing?
very. That's very Aquarian. To
That's
me.
kind of what this is.
Yeah.
Community service, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
No way, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
Connecting
Helping people.
with the community,
Yeah.
sharing your own things for the benefit of.
Free, that's for sure. Cleaning
What'd you
them
say?
up.
You're breaking up.
It's definitely cleaning up the streets.
What you're doing?
There we
or
go.
I think this is cleaning up the streets too, because a lot of these kids that call in, I don't know what they'd be doing without this program.
Yeah.
I found. Like Tanner,
Right.
he'd be smoking God knows what from who knows where. Don Flan, huh?
I know about that.
You know about that. There's something I want to ask you. Is the QR code a tattoo, or like how does the QR code work?
It's on both sides of my T-shirt.
That's cool.
Okay.
Wow.
So it's easy to do. I think I like QR codes. I think it's an elegant technology.
Yeah. I think that is smart.
I do too.
All right.
And someone's like, okay, whatever it is, they are like, if I want to know more, you've made it easy for me
Right.
to do that. And I do respect that. As much as you've startled me,
Right.
as the driver, but then I maybe see the rest of this and then I go, okay, he knows what he's doing.
He's got a whole
He knows,
thing.
yeah, he knows what he's doing.
He's got a whole
ramp,
thing going.
He's got a QR code.
He's a hustler.
He meant to.
Yeah.
He meant Art is startling.
Art
you
is
know?
startling, and it also costs quite a bit too if you're Michael Cera.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing that. We're gonna move on to the next caller. It's great to hear a young person taking control of their own life, moving the needle forward, and earning. So thank you so much,
We'll
caller.
keep
Yeah.
keep an eye out for you on York
you.
Boulevard.
That's
Thank
nice.
you.
I'm inspired. Do you
Hey,
mind if I
Luke.
share my QR code
Hey,
on the
Luke.
show?
What?
Stay loose.
Hey, Luke.
Stay loose.
Stay loose.
Stay loose. Oh, gotcha. Thanks, man.
Hell yeah.
All right, take care.
Always.
Yeah. Well, yes. Before we go to the next caller, you'd give your thoughts, Matthew. You
I
said
don't have any thoughts. I just have a QR,
QR?
code. Yeah.
that you'd like to show some people.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
Yeah. So real quick, I don't know if this displays, but this is
let's get it up close. You might have to.
Venmo. This is my. So if you want to scan, does that work?
I don't know. It's,
I think you're gonna move it back a little.
yeah. I don't know, man. But then you're losing.
We'll try.
So try. Somebody scan
Someone
that.
Venmo.
Send Matthew some money and see if it. Well, here, Matthew. This is what we'll do. Wait, Matthew.
Sorry.
Put it up again. I'm
Okay.
gonna try and scan it off the screen.
Okay.
Okay, and we'll see. So then you'll know if you didn't get enough money. Wait, hold on. The mouse is in the way.
Trying and it's not working. Someone says in the chat.
Oh. Wait. No. So we'll just maybe we can drop
All right.
the at.
Okay.
What's your at?
So the at is, I believe it's Matthew Goldin,
Okay.
and that's it's at MATTHEWGOLDIN. And
Hell yeah.
the last 4 digits of my
Phone
number.
Yeah.
are.
But you don't need those.
You know you can hit the skip.
you can
can-
bypass it, but sometimes you feel kind of like
right there,
not
you're gonna get
right
in
doing
trouble.
it.
I
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like the gamble of bypassing where you're like, hey, whoever it goes to, it goes to.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
if you want to give your last 4, disclose.
What are they gonna do with it? Though?
Disclose.
I mean, unless it's his pin number. I hope it's not your pin number.
No.
Okay, so that's okay. It's not working. That stinks.
Really?
man.
How is that possible?
No, I think they were
That was
saying
about
this was
before.
about the
Oh,
QR.
okay.
This is an old
Don't
comment.
bullshit me.
My
There's no way your Venmo isn't. I just got $4.
wow.
So
My Venmo is at Julia Loken.
I'm a friend.
JULIA Loken.
Mm-hmm.
You're tipping for 2.
You're tipping
So-
for 2.
I think it might be
Julie
easier to have
Logan,
one
I'm
Venmo,
Matthew
we
Golden.
can kinda pool the
And to
money.
support this show, you can all right. Because wait, what'd you say?
Just have one for simplicity's sake, not
It's
to
true.
confuse. I mean, they're not. They're not adults.
Yeah.
But let's not confuse them. We can have one and we can split it. It's
Right,
your
right,
show.
right.
I mean, you can,
Well, if we're gonna go down that road, don't you think? I mean, you guys
Yeah.
are. I should be really paying you out, so you should be subscribing to the show, and then I can give you a portion of what we make tonight.
Right.
Subscribe, pay Luke.
And then I'll.
How do
give
they
them-
pay you on this?
So
Or can
you,
they?
You can use Amazon Prime. We'll get you a free subscription, or you just got to input that credit card information. I think you can even use PayPal. It's never been easier to subscribe to this channel tonight.
Yes.
And that goes right into the streamer's pocket, and it goes right to the guests. It goes to making an incredible show. That's my version of dancing around on roller skates. Is look at that.
Oh.
Thank you for the
Yes.
tier
Oh my
1
God.
sub. The gifted sub. Look at that. Says thank you for
Oh my
subscribing on the screen. I mean,
gosh.
isn't that amazing?
That's
just
so generous and beautiful.
amazing. And,
do you ever play around with the?
I wish,
or
man. I wish.
Someone do that again so we can.
keep doing it. Keep
I
doing
want
it.
to. I want to
Let us
play
play.
around.
So
yeah.
that's gonna be $2.50 right there. 50 cents for you. 50 cents for you.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty good. That's better than a drink ticket,
Yeah,
don't you think?
yes.
absolutely.
And there's also snacks over there. We didn't even talk about that.
Whoa.
What?
Right, because we kind of
Okay.
started with a whirlwind, but now that we're settled, if you guys are hungry, and do you need any water or anything?
I'm okay. I'm
Okay.
afraid I'll have to pee.
Gotcha.
Yeah. What
That's
do you
true.
normally do when a guest has to pee?
They can go. I mean,
What do
it's-
you do?
What do I do? I sit silently
vamps.
until they come
Yeah?
back. No, I just sit I sit in absolute silence, and then when they're back, I say the show can begin again, and I say don't say anything in the chat. Sit there, don't call in.
Time? Do you call it?
Okay.
You're like time out.
It's time out.
Freeze.
Take a break. Go smoke a cigarette or whatever you need.
I have
do.
to pee kind of badly. But
You should.
My concern is that with these pants,
You're gonna get a
every
drop off.
every so often. Honestly, yeah, I feel like it's like
I feel like
you
at
too
the-
with these.
Yeah,
I feel
Okay.
like at the angle you're at, no one's gonna see the drop.
but the black is got like these are sort of more of a sheer fabric.
Right.
Those are a classic kind of pant to get some pee on.
Right.
Yeah,
And I normally dab, but even after like a little dab,
with a piece
You
of
get,
paper
like, a
towel.
little-
With- really?
Yeah.
A little
Really?
A little
Yeah.
drop
I've
after.
never-
yeah.
I've never done that before.
You've never dabbed?
Yeah, but you're talking to a guy who also has sometimes pulled his pants up so fast I've like legitimately peed my pants like
Oh,
at
really?
the
Dab?
end.
Like this kind of
That's
dab?
cool. Matthew, hit us with the dab.
Oh, yeah.
if you don't mind. Not quite.
Hell
man.
yeah. Are y'all still
Yeah,
dabbing?
Pretty good. I think dabbing
Yeah.
is cool. You'd never dabbed, Matthew. Have you ever dabbed before?
I've always been told that I'm doing it wrong.
Right.
I'm not messing
Dude.
around. It's like that, right?
Opposite head.
Oh, opposite.
Like the
There you go.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so
you're
it's
great.
like rubbing your belly and like patting your head.
It is
Yeah.
dabbing
Yeah.
your belly and
yeah.
dabbing your head. All right, we got a call coming in. Let's do this
All
shit.
right.
Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. What's your name? What are you calling about?
Hey, is it me finally?
It's you.
Yeah, it's you.
It's Bowmore.
Bowmore, what's up, dude?
I called in on the theme of interrogating people about their life and work habits and
Okay.
You work hard.
are they doing well or not? So here's what I called in to confess. I quit the convenience store day work I was doing.
Really?
Okay.
But that seems good.
And so
What makes it gay?
so what
work?
happened is I've been
Day work.
Day
work.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I have two online jobs. I have a fixing TV online job and I have a doing healthcare troubleshooting online job.
Okay.
Okay.
And I was picking up hours during the day at a convenience store near my house that I could work to. And that was the fun story on this show, is that I used to work at a
Right.
gas station, and that was
These
like fun to work with the local
stories of
characters.
Strange people that come
Okay.
in buying their lotto tickets. and
Yeah.
whatnot.
Oh yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
people watching job.
Yeah.
But remember, and then I told the story about I started looking for a condo.
Right.
And then
Okay.
my parents bought the damn condo I was looking for. They bought my condo out from under me, like speculators.
For you, or like they bought it for themselves?
For me, dude?
No.
No, they bought it out from under me.
I see.
Wow.
I see. Wow. Wait, did they know? Did they know you were looking at that specific one?
Is that how they
Yes.
found out about it?
Yes.
Drama.
They owned you, dude. What are you gonna do to get them back?
This sounds like Yellowstone. I've never
Yeah.
really watched
You know what I
Yellowstone.
did?
but I
Me either,
imagine
but
it's
I
this.
imagine-
You know what I
It's like-
did?
Huh?
I quit my job so that I could help them move into my condo.
Damn.
Wow, you're a good son.
You
Sounds
should
like,
sever relationships with your family.
I need to strike out on my own, like
So-
Yellowstone, like you were saying.
it sounds like you're getting cucked by your parents. Is what it
Do
sounds
you
like.
think-
I don't really know what that word.
Do you think they like? Will you get this condo at some point,
Yeah. Was it? Will inherit down to you at least?
or do you have other siblings to contend with?
Almost certainly not. They're great at squandering assets, but it's
Wow.
good that they have a place to move into, and that's where I'm house sitting now. Remember I told you house sitting last night? They
Yeah.
bought the condo, borrowed money from me, and then left town
Huh?
What?
on money they borrowed from me.
Huh?
And I guess they're coming back soon, but I'm here at the condo that I was gonna buy that I kind of had my heart set
Dang.
on.
This is diabolical.
You know, Matthew's kind of kidding, but I think it seems like a kind of a rough relationship here,
Yeah.
man. With these parents of yours.
So
Huh?
And I just want to say Matthew's been advocating all night for young people to strike out on their own and create their own destiny and not be bound to the older generation. And I think he's right about that.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
mean, you are making a compelling case to be like, you know, fuck your parents.
Fuck your parent. Well, no. I mean, Matthew's in the opposite thing. Is he can't say fuck your parents because his grandfather was a lobbyist for Big Steel.
My mom
So he-
talks about the Menendez brothers all the time. My mom is convinced that my brother and I are going to Menendez brothers her.
What is that?
Why-
Who are the
Talks
Menendez
about that
how did
brothers?
this-
all the fucking time. That's so funny he just brought that up.
Who are the Menendez brothers?
You don't know about the Menendez
No.
brothers? The Menendez
Island Boys?
brothers.
It's not the Island Boys. No, okay. It's not the Island.
Are they also Menendez brothers?
I don't
They
know.
might be. The Menendez brothers, I believe Lyle and Eric. This is a 90s true crime situation to the original Island Boys. These are two Los Angeles based wealthy children who
Okay.
murdered their parents.
Huh?
And it was like a hot in the trial. I want to say this is pre OJ, but also like around the time.
It was right before
Right
OJ.
before.
For their inheritance?
That is what
The
they said. It has since come out that the father was likely molesting them and molesting other people. There's a member of the band Menudo, who came out and said their dad was like a record executive person or someone who worked in a high level music industry person. And
but the kids didn't want to admit it at the time.
Or they kind of did, but it was at that time before we were really talking about that as a culture, and it seemed like a defense that they were doing for being shitty kids who murdered their parents. But there are several. There's like a narrative like version of this, and also documentary versions of the Menendez brothers story, and I feel like they've been it came back into fashion a little bit when we were also doing a OJ revisit.
Sure, because it's kind of around the same time.
Yes, exactly. But I feel like didn't quite take off as much because it's not as like well known. But
it's also.
But I think it was like the first big like TV. Where like
huge.
Reality TV is.
Yeah, very, very scandalous, very captured a nation.
Did you grow up in LA?
Yeah.
And you grew up in LA. Were you guys
all
getting
the
any big?
people watching TV? You live in LA. You live in a mansion like that. You turn on your TV and you see the blood stains and the white outlines on a mansion like that. You go like, that could be me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like
exactly
in their
like
home.
house.
Damn.
Very.
Did you guys get any bright ideas though? Is what I'm wondering. From the
my mom
brothers.
has consistently accused me of it.
Yeah, but your parents don't have shit. Clearly, Bowmore, if they're borrowing money from you, why would you need to kill him? He has it seems like you have parents you'd want to kill.
A homeless man who owns a baseball cap protects his baseball cap. My parents protect their meager assets.
Sure. Not so
very
meager
very defensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're defensive of these parents.
I'm allowed to talk shit about my parents, but nobody else is.
Right.
No, I mean
that's the rule.
Yeah, I was like they sound very defensive, and then you bring in that not to
psychoanalyze.
Not to psychoanalyze, but that is like if you are seeing everyone as someone who might murder and steal from you, then that is who you see.
Yep.
But you sound like a good son, so I'm sorry that they're throwing that at you.
Well, maybe it was the mental discipline of having all of that thrown at me that turned me into a good son.
You should squat in their apartment and refuse to leave.
Yeah, no, I'm serious. They have a kitted out room in the garage, and it has a window unit. And I'm very seriously thinking about turning it into my new storage shed and keeping my stuff there, air conditioned, climate controlled.
Yeah,
and not paying $100 a month for my storage shed.
That's the least. That's the least they can do.
That's the least they could do.
They're asking you for money. This feels like a fair,
Where did they go?
Well, it's a zero interest loan. They're not asking me for cash unpaid back, but
where did they go?
It was a lot for them to. They went to a bluegrass festival in North Carolina.
That's kind of fun.
Okay.
That's sort of a nice thing for parents to do. I'm saying if they were going somewhere kind of shitty.
I feel a bit bereft anyway. I'd rather have my money back.
Why did they decide to go to a bluegrass festival right after they moved? That's kind of strange.
Lack of planning.
I wouldn't do that.
Huh? Lack of planning.
Lack of planning, and I presume that I didn't notice their lack of planning. I didn't say, "Hey, guys, what's the plan on coming back?" And with the thousands of dollars I loaned you.
Thousands of dollars.
Well, I mean, closing costs. Closing on a house comes to a lot. You can't. There's always unexpected expenses.
And then you got.
This is okay. Wow. I still can't get over that. This is your condo, and then you're paying for I can't think of what the relationship equivalent of this is, but this is hey, I like the person that you had a crush on. I'm not only dating, I also need you to drive us to the airport on our honeymoon or something like that. This feels very, I don't know.
Right. No, and Luke said it earlier. I'm cucked as all hell.
You're getting cucked by your parents.
Yeah, I guess it's just cucking. But
Matthew, what do you think?
But hey, hang on. Before this goes on any further, I could talk about real estate all day long. But Dirt Jane is back in chat, and Dirt Jane wants a reading before we go.
Okay. We'll make sure that gets done.
All right.
Yes, and I want to hold space for Dirt Jane.
All right.
Dirt Jane,
hold space.
I really have to pee.
I go pee.
All right.
The second they see you on the queue, they will
right.
X me out and put you on.
We're holding space for you, Dirt Jane.
Holding space.
Go pee, man.
So important to hold space.
It's so important to hold space. Yeah, Bowmore. I think
I learned that on this stream. I learned it from you LA people. I never knew that term until
Holding
I started
space?
watching alt comedy.
Really?
Oh yeah.
This is all comedy.
We love holding space in Los Angeles.
Yes. You're holding a lot of space in your belly for your
I
onboard child.
actually
Time back
not a
to
lot
the
of
room.
space.
Really? Small? Kid?
Very small, very tight quarters. Everything it's crazy. I mean, it makes sense, but everything just gets like pushed up into your like ribs.
You know, can I say something right now is happening? Is I've never understood people are saying people are like, oh, you know, like mothers say, or expecting mothers are always like, people are always like, I want to like, let me touch your baby, let me touch your baby. And I always like, yeah, it's so weird about that. I gotta be real. And I don't want, and it's okay. I know you're going to say I can, but I'm not going to.
Okay.
Out of respect for you. But I did see your belly, and I said, "Yeah, I don't know. There's something about it. You're like you want to like. There's something like mammalian of like. I want to confirm there's a child.
Yeah.
In it, you know.
Hey, maybe that's the only way Dirt Jane will believe that. I'm too busy. Do someone else's fortune. Okay. Well.
All right. Guess so. Well. Yeah.
Okay.
I like the light.
Hey, do you want my birth date? I use a fake name. Do you want my birth date?
Do you have your? Oh, I don't have my phone. What's your birthday?
Get Luke's phone. Grab Luke's phone. I'll tell you my birthday if you grab his phone.
Okay.
All right.
What do we need from it?
Go to astro.com.
Astro.com.
We're doing this.
Do you have the time you were born too?
2 p.m. 11/25/89.
I'm 11/24.
11/25.
No shit.
Yeah.
This
Coming
is
up.
destiny.
Everybody is either 11/23 or 11/25. I'm telling you. You have a good birthday. Real Housewife Sonia Morgan shares your birthday.
There was a guy who used to come in and buy lottery tickets from me, and we did a joint lottery ticket because he was 11/25/79, and I was 11/25/89.
Okay, so 11/25.
And we always joke about, isn't it funny when your birthday party's on Thanksgiving and none of your friends can come?
Do you like having a Thanksgiving birthday?
I fucking hated it. Hated it so much.
11:25 or what?
11:25, 2 p.m. Where were you born?
2 p.m.
Nashville, TN.
Natural, Tennessee. Nashville.
Yes.
Nashville. I thought you said natural. I was like,
Tennessee.
wow.
2
like
p.m. United States, Nashville.
I like having a
All right,
Thanksgiving
tell me my
birthday.
destiny.
Sorry.
It's
It's cool to touch the.
You got to give a name.
Why?
Just do a fake. I mean, just do.
I'm gonna say Bowmore.
Yeah. More.
Yes.
Okay.
Try that in a small town. Oh wait, hold on.
Okay, hang on. We're just getting. This is a data entry issue. I like having a Thanksgiving birthday. I don't always like planning a birthday party, and I like when it's on Thanksgiving because we're already like getting together and feasting. There's literally a parade. I know Thanksgiving is not the best holiday, but I also like to think of it as like my birthday instead. Not problematic at all.
Why does it keep saying Nashville,
Arkansas?
For me, it was like I was trying to have a birthday party and like,
No one
we're going
can
to the
come.
arcade or we're going to the, having a boy's birthday party. And it was like, no, we're going out of town. We're going to my grandmother's house.
Yes.
And
I feel that.
That's rough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of a lonely birthday.
What I liked about it too is
did this.
it's like you're close to Christmas, but not so close that it overshadows you. And if you
They're already kind of saving for Christmas, and you get those fat presents. Like,
yeah,
right
and
off the
if you
bat,
like
and you
miss
dab when you get those fat
something, you
presents.
get something like for your birthday, and you'd be like, "Oh, I'm gonna get the next like Christmas
That's
is coming up. If I
interesting.
didn't get it, I'll get it for
I
that."
have February 12th, and I felt that so
Yeah.
hard. It's like I know that it's in just enough time where I'm gonna get stacked up.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay,
What's your
hang on.
September 23rd.
Coming up.
Coming up. September 23rd.
How old are you turning?
I'm turning 32.
Congrats.
What kind of plans you got?
I don't have
where's
any
this?
plans right now. But
Really?
Drawing data. Okay.
You go to the racetrack.
Extended
That's what I
chart
did for my
selection.
birthday.
Yes, I remember.
You can invite Luke. You can invite
me.
Luke.
I hope I've been
I
invited.
absolutely would and will.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, showing the chart. Okay, wonderful. Okay, wow. Aries rising. That's very cool.
So
ooh.
the worst diagnosis I've ever had is that I have a fire sun and a water moon. And this woman just like slowly backed away from me one time, just like I just told her I'd killed someone.
Wow. Okay. Well, I would not disagree with that. I wouldn't say it's your water moon that made her back up like that. I would say it was your Mars Pluto conjunction. But that
What
doesn't,
does that mean?
That
He's a
doesn't
sociopath?
That doesn't scare me actually.
Tell it to me straight, dog.
Not much scares you though.
No, it's true. I'm very unflappable.
I was gonna say that same word.
Unflappable?
Yeah, I was gonna say you're unflappable.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm pretty unflappable.
I guess I think that of you as well, Julia. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, especially compared to us. We're flappable.
Yeah. I'm
I
knocked
mean,
down.
you know. Okay, so
opinions.
your big three, we've got a Sagittarius sun, a Scorpio moon, and an Aries rising. This is intense. We've got a sun in the 8th house too. Are you like into occulty stuff?
I'm into video games.
What kind of video games? Violent ones?
Probably.
Not super fun, like sort of the RPG one, like with magic and stuff. I like the magic ones.
Okay.
Final Fantasy Tactics. You ever play that? You big fan of Final
great. It's a great
Fantasy
game.
Tactics?
It's violent though, right?
It's a little violent.
I don't know, but that sounds
They-
like. Is it
doesn't
like
have graphic
warlocky?
violence.
My
Kind of-
Final Fantasy.
Final
That
Fantasy.
sounds really
There's
bad.
mages
Right.
and
Like-
wizards and whatnot.
Okay, I like that. I like
think-
that for you. That feels like a good outlet for this. I think the real estate talk, I do see some family stuff in here for sure, which is interesting that we're talking about, your parents.
Are they fucked up?
Not necessarily fucked up, but I do think do you feel like an obligation to be a good son?
I feel that if I'm not a good son, they're going to drop off the face of the flat earth. I
Sure.
feel like that if I don't corral them like children, they're just dead.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Also, I mean, unclear, like, what I'm seeing in here is some lack of clarity around what your, like, actual responsibilities versus the responsibilities that you, like, put on yourself. And that's very much happening here because you clearly are generous. And I would say that you have a generosity that's also particularly family oriented.
I would say that about him.
But that might not be, like you said, that kind of can come from someone having a pretty heavy hand, disciplinary speaking. This also to me speaks to a overbearing parental influence being kind of at odds with like a big soft tender heart, an emotional soul.
Right. So it's possible to be overbearing and not able to take care of yourself. They're
Yes,
both
absolutely.
overbearing and now they can't do anything
That's a
right.
classic. Yeah. That's like one of the archetypes.
Absolutely. And I mean, I'm not surprised that you can financially help. You have this Capricorn Venus, which is, I think, you clearly are like a responsible person and have a good head on your shoulders, work hard, do these things. I mean, the only thing.
Work hard. That's about it.
You don't feel like you have the rest?
Work hard. Something Matthew hasn't done a day in his life.
Do you feel like, did you feel pressure to work hard because of your parents? Did they have specific expectations with you, or?
I watched my parents blow multiple inheritances from different wings of the family.
Wow.
And I thought, damn, if an inheritance isn't going to make a shit of a difference in my life, because you can blow it in 6 months.
Interesting.
I do want to call this out. Legion Kings, you commented saying that of someone's voice here, I guess it got to be mine, sounds like Hulk Hogan. And you left a long message about Hulk Hogan. I'm going to be honest. I thought that was an AI had written that message. Is what I
had the
Yeah.
same thought.
did. You
yeah.
think that?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, an AI wrote that, and then he, and I didn't know how it worked. You did it. Okay. Well, thank you for the compliment. I was
Yeah.
very convinced it was AI.
Yeah, it just has that.
That feeling,
Yeah.
doesn't it? Did you read that, Julia?
Yeah, I thought this was about
Yeah,
my
it's
voice.
well put.
At one point where I was like,
because
damn.
you're blonde. Yeah.
But also I was like, I have a deep resonant voice.
You do. I wouldn't really call it Hulk Hogan-esque.
We all have resonant voices.
We do
That's
all
sort
have
of
resonant
like a nice,
voices.
a nice timbre.
I think
Yeah.
I think I'm okay with going out on a limb and say of all three of our voices, and I'm not saying this to shame yours. I think mine is probably the most Hogan-esque, right?
Yeah, I guess you have the
Maybe.
Of the
you
three,
have the rasp.
Yeah, I've got the Hogan rasp. I did kind of put it on a little bit when I said
No, but
Hogan-esque. You could
I
kind
think
of,
you're the
to be
closest,
honest.
for sure.
You did answer the phone with an affectation.
What's
like
up,
that
brother?
thing. Yeah.
You know, I
Right.
mean, you can see.
Right.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
He's a dedicated Hulkamaniac. All right,
Wow.
sorry, Bowmore. We just had to
Okay.
take a quick pause on that, and
What you gonna do when the Hulk man runs wild on you?
Wow.
that's great. All right, well, we got.
Are
okay.
you? Here's my question. Do you have a question about something specific coming up in your life, or do you just want to know about this?
I
yeah.
want to know how am I going to fill my daytime
Keep going forever.
after I finish
fun.
this. I got like 2 more days of house sitting, and then I got to get another day job just to supplement my income. What do you think? What's a low key job that I could walk out of any minute? Should I wait tables? Should I do something simple? I've got my
Something-
2 gigs that hold down a real income, but
I
something.
think something.
What's the easiest job?
Are you in real estate, or you just like real estate?
I just love real estate. I'm nowhere near real estate. I don't have a college degree.
Okay,
I mean, he's clearly not very good at it. His parents just got the apartment.
Well, I
out
mean,
from
he
under
clearly
him.
found a good spot that
I
they
just got
wanted
fucked.
that
I guess,
caused
yeah.
family
No, that's good.
turmoil.
You're right.
He's
Fair
got
enough.
an eye for property.
You're right. When you're right.
Okay, if you're not already doing real estate, I do think real estate is something that you could thrive in.
And
but
Bowmore, I will say, as someone you call into this show, we've talked many times. I would say I also think you would be very good at real estate, legitimately.
I also think an into that roundaboutly. And also, you clearly are down with like having a day job that's supplementing the plan at night or doing these things too. You know, again, I think you can be like, you clearly are good at self-regulating these kinds of things. I think what I was going to say, I like waiting tables, something service oriented where you're going to be meeting people, but also just something to, I like this being able to leave right now. You're having mix-ups in your day-to-day work space. We have a Mercury retrograde that's happening there right now. So I don't know if now is necessarily the time where you're going to find something particularly stable. But I do like
Mercury.
anything.
Oh my God, dude. What is it this year? There's something that's been going on for like a year or 2. My sister keeps telling me about it.
We've
COVID.
had
Mercury's been in retrograde.
Well,
We've had a
Vaccine,
lot.
I think,
This
did
has
more
been
harm. Yeah.
this has been a pretty
Vaccine
intense
after
year
effects.
astrologically. We've had a Mercury retrograde, we had a Mars retrograde at the beginning of the year, we had a Venus retrograde over summer at gestation. Mercury retrogrades happen 3 to 4 times a year, so that's not that wild. But this one has coincided with a Venus retrograde as well, so lots of relationship stuff in addition to the regular communication
So we're just
stuff.
fucked every which way.
Yeah, we are getting it. We're getting it a lot. But yeah, so I think for you, this is more to me about cultivating, not necessarily, if you have a work practice that's already sustaining you financially, I think this is a time to not necessarily get another job. This is a time to develop like a fitness focused practice, something like that, finding a hobby, finding something else that isn't necessarily a job, that you can kind of experiment with. And
Now's
maybe
not the
could
time to
lead-
make a financial venture, a career
Yes.
venture.
you should get.
Yes.
You're saying get hot as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or have fun, meet some people. Are you in a relationship?
No, but I'm not hot as hell either. Let me get hot as hell and then get in one.
Let's get some other non-work things because it sounds
Right.
like you have that.
You
You
got
have
that
that
dog in
taken
you.
care of. I think we need some more spaciousness in our life for some other things.
And I want to say, Zeke said, "What if my ejaculations are in retrograde? Is that good or bad?" I don't want to hear that kind of crap in the chat. I think that's gross and disgusting, and it's demoralizing.
Also bad. That sounds unhealthy, and you should get that looked at.
Yeah, you shouldn't. They should not be in retrograde. Well,
Also, it's retrograde, not in retrograde. So
you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Good, nice job, Zeke. You
Yeah.
tried to make your big ejaculate joke, and you fucking didn't crush the landing at all. Well, Bowmore, do you feel satisfied? Because we have another caller.
I feel like I got something that a lot of people would pay like $45 for. So yes.
All right.
That's
At
Kat.
least.
Julia is truly a professional. So
Yeah.
I was glad we got to get a reading in there. All right.
Hell yeah.
Are you guys down to take one more call?
The stream
Number one?
is the
That's-
gift
course,
that
yeah.
keeps on
Do it.
giving. The gift that keeps on giving, brother.
Yeah. It's chat havers, baby. Hell yeah.
Goodbye, brother.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Wait.
I actually do have a brother. It's funny.
That's awesome.
It's funny we joke about this, but
Hello, caller. You're the last of the night. What's your name and what are you calling about?
Hi there, my name is Darb. You can call me Brad for short.
What's your name?
My name is Darb, but you can call me Brad for short.
Rad. Okay. How are you?
No, Bradford.
Bradford.
Bradford short.
Brad for short.
Brad for short. Okay.
Great.
Yeah, I was just wanting to call in and let you know about how I was drinking my favorite drink, a Mr. Pibb. I was holding my breath for 19 minutes straight while I was in the ring versus Bob Backlund. So Vince McMahon said, hey, hit him in the hair with the steel chair. We got to negotiate this deal with Castro. It was fucking ridiculous.
oh my God.
Okay.
All right, and thank you, caller. Guys, this has been an incredible show. It really,
Yeah.
this, I legitimately, and I'm not just saying this is truly the most fun the show has been in weeks. And
Yeah.
that goes for every other guest too, by the way. So if you were on the show and you're watching, this was the best one.
I've been having a blast.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys, I'm going to look for someone to raid on Twitch. That's where I like send the people to another stream. But do you guys have anything to plug? It's like Comedy Bang Bang. In whatever order. Yeah, I will raid.
Sure. As mentioned, I do host an astrology podcast called What's Your Sign? New episodes every Monday. It's a comedy astrology podcast. Listen to that. There also are a backlog of projects that Luke and I have worked on together on Amazon Prime YouTube, where we do an astrological breakdown of characters from different Prime TV shows. There's a lot of fun there. And also host and produce Chatterbox Comedy Night, which happens every Sunday at the Chatterbox in Covina. If you are in Los Angeles or the LA area, one of the best shows in town. Been doing it for years, and come out and see us there.
And Matthew, now it's your turn.
I want to thank Yazering for saying those very kind things to me or about me. And they also mentioned the idea of me writing an autobiography. So I do want to plug a book that is, I have no release date yet, but it's going to come out sometime in the beginning of 2024, most likely. So that's what I got for you. It's not an autobiography, but
Keep an eye out, pre-order.
you can't yet. You can't pre-order, but just be aware that there will be an option to pre-order at some point soon.
Oh yeah, follow on socials. What's your handles?
So my handle is actually the same as my Venmo.
Yes.
We can all post it later, but it's Matthew Goldin. That's
We'll
again,
post it in
that's
the
M.
MattheGoldin.
Yes.
That's right.
Goldin.
Follow Matthew, and when he posts about it, pre-order his book. It's important to pre-order because that really helps people with
It really
sales.
does,
so
yeah.
do that.
It will be in bookstores in LA.
Matthew sounds like Hulk Hogan. That of all three of us, you sound like Hulk Hogan the least.
No, I have a very kind of effete kind of voice. Hulk Hogan sounds like a
okay.
guy who
Anyway,
wrestles.
Juliet,
Okay.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm at Julia Loken on all platforms.
let's get it. Thank you, Jesse Ventura, for calling in the end. Thank you all for the calls. We're gonna raid Derek and Paul, and then that's it.